ntumi nkomponye kampo de agise wo ka kese wo ka ko to na be konso agise wo yen kakra wo bonnet anase bia yes o potro tank paya na wa fa na sa ndi so bi yare awo so hin so sisi ena ye emergency na ye say yemfa be 20 minutes and 10 minutes emfa no nduru yo so na yemfa no mbira ho kwa clinic ko na yemhwe no e ma na first aid and number yo so a kai be moto be mprage ya be na de nipa no pa na e de kokromuti ato aba mu bi se on de wo enjoy sa kwa na wo mfa so da obe ba fa sa kwa so bima na obe ye politics na era mi mbremu amanyofo no wote so hin so horo mo nipa obetuma ye adwuma na ma wo no na wani hwejamie no ma jesika na watu abetia sa nipa no nipa obetumi abo kuro no enye so hin so nkwa na meka nkro to nkro nyina na watu abetia sa nipa no na obetumi abo no afa nso enra me se minya course sa ma ana se se die na menye
ka
minya assembly man no ena menye aban mpanyimfo bia I am nobody but na course no ba call assembly member oh like na nsem the door so what can I do emre bi ba na ye de ho odin to me koye because me any position mpo no mo di man na betima ye ntimo fa we nso ye nhwe but no but na ye say no kabi mayen fafa fidie ne so kabi mayen fafa fidie ne so what can I do what I can do ni say metena aka say empanyifo so hin so fo esu e kwan nye me kan o ma what can I do
ye hwe nye yi
sometimes I na miss do no bia mitumi su e ma me sankuro mi mitumi su mankuro no ba obi ehu me mani nsuo it will shame me out to some certain like no be catch them say na aso we are am person beka kuro is now so free na say yes me to me ntana ma chim ma me kuro me twim mu ne abetene ya pekra ha na me free je ho asem na beka yes pa be nden but nipa bit kuro no so a nipa bit kuro to odo mo o de ne say you love our party more than the community ndo kana mo dia ya manjosem so for mon kafra so for mon kafra next time min can be brave next time mo trans na mo analysis is a kai bia so mo so so obi yare a kai ben na de ne ba hospital na be hwe ne ho
plaga ben na be kwa kofa no
ni kan zonzia fo nso ti ba bibia be obi nso ti zonzia no so ka braka bi ma ye nso obi ti chori ya cheche obi nso ti ahona kurum obi si kabima ye nso yankopon ko ne hene ena he fa na ye fa kura na
ye captains no eno e bi brem na ye be wie ni preko kura captains no the various countries in the world cup no na be hwe
okay South Africa and so Mexico born ne enti South Africa and Mexico born ne ye be hwe South Africa and Mexico so bo ase na ye sitie omo shiada world cup so ase na ya na esiko enti ye be di nkomo pa na since 2006 so world cup opening games host nations no ya na ekosen since 2006 host nations no ya na eno so ekosenti ene ye be di nkomo pa na yakoya no se bibia ni ho bibia ni ho bi mo okay nti ma yenye na nkudidwa akra na yenche ye kudidwa kakra bi na yaba we na world cup wo no ati fo nso bre no mafra akira o madwen Mexico ni South Africa e be kosen na
game also ya Africa now I want you to support South Africa
was it
we Africa ni na so support South Africa waso ye be yeshin
ndi o
ya go support Mexico
ndi o mu di agro bra azambe no mo kan sa
say ni we den so obenyu obi obe support South Africa free Ghana enya Ghana bo free another country eso ni ekoso ne de
World Cup 2026 na basa no ebefa ti o de yi lift jack akre be sisi enyumu nenne ya de ko kam ye mu omo
oh boy prophet doctor Bababo abi we there ko kan ye mu omo wo fe kura kan ye mu banku ni
na unim make me grow masem yana message bi obi dia be ho na stop, please stop it, minimo yate we da montena kuru no mo why montena ho e de say giant ho bi e ya ba be sra mo ne ya ba be tena e ba bi ti montena ho la ja please stop it they can ho o minimo ufra ho kwa minimo my jai wa min kabiem na ya one city behind down my mama ja ka mo min kwa no tiwo na je bituma yi na fru abetena that town na se town so na ye ni mo mi atena hasi nti re monfa na ebefa yi big Ronnie Apple say me can trust better mobile phone. Your mouth iPhone, Samsung, ni Techno phone, laptop, and a fake tablets, ni nyina be biato, phones and accessories, and obey be way so ye. Na your mouth power banks, iPods, Wi-Fi, and a Bluetooth papa. Ne bono fomo, brasa wi osu gina se kan royal filling station hwe mo. Wo bo ye medidwa na phone papa de ye honko na be biato. Ye sanso tonton cars papa anti big Ronnie Autos also eton car tap bi ka bi apato no bra wo be biato pa. 0201 244447 0548 833 747 0556 725 442 eno eya homa be for big Ronnie Apple House obejo so na onu edi enkomo cement vital ba mixture and capsules be ma omoduma kon efom ewompa muji binu ma omoduma be kon kan pa oba obu nsa emayi wunu bia wonsa bo be kama pa wosisi ade no be kwa eye cement vital ba mixture and the capsules na afei oto asintire two pa be je dobe no na bibia kama pa na owo bia Wontumi ne die wadro ni 0244 718 557 0241604702 Cement vital ba mixture and capsules and the tena anopai bawus roofing say anything yeah fun said building and construction there to be crabra share any more pa obeso food dan so and I POP and I adi be fun said building and construction there nkwa and I yebua na uwu dan edin na I kama IF pa we are brand also person see adwuma person see roofing and I say flooring of building na all kind of construction work there bra na yenchiro pa phone 0555 625747 na yenu ndi enkomo na anopa yeko na yako di enkomo a yanko tano so kakra na ya chat business consult for sebra na beji business advice ya chat business consult no or say business advice now for accounting services and software training activities banking advice pension advice now for business registration no ya bomode edu forma obi you know business na anyini pa business tax planning and presentation, individual tax, planning and presentation, the filling of monthly pay, filling of monthly VAT, filling of annual returns, now for preparation of tax account to your bomb pass. You also turn us in a way, tendency no oh yeah, so a carpenter for Numa and I say tools that would be manina, will be at all in Australia. Udu say you also turn us Waka criminal through National Lottery Authority Mudano, you will get me to fit shop in the anymore. 0246 945 730 0240 344 063 when you ending come Precious New True Faith Church International you know forum university bompa pa ukwara na meme debia ana e bompa na otwi mu de every Monday be sin ne kodi ukwada sorry meme nda de ye mpa bo kese pa ya hyase Monday eme ejinum ekopem meme nda enti bibi a kire so awari asem kontu se adwuma sem ne adigaram se na wo ye wunye ska no bo na bra be kire de ketu wo be ska pa wo pese wo bra ne mo pa 0247 222 939 0551 208 742 bopan kwanta ewo se hwa kontomba bansirimo ana wonsa abetumi akayan bra na woni yemedin sawoso ana wodi ya woni yemmo mpaye mmom na bibi a kire so ro ankopona nko adifo so beboa na wayu afro ha no mani nyina enso so emmo 101.3 Wontumi radio eso eni commander
president
you are who he na o le kakre kura no and the captains no come on do for go ma na yen ko amaso nko din ko mra sisi na said in suya ye no wi ma du kama na o le nko
well, me the captains now me the various countries na ko World Cup na no me bi maamo na me the nkare to ase de amamo Croatia ko Croatia Luka Modric on a captain omo DR Congo Chelsea Mbamba ono so na captain omo edi omaba Colombia James Rodriguez Spain Rodrigo Cascanti uko Cape Verde Ryan Mendes Saudi Arabia Salam Al Dasra on edi omo eba Uruguay Jose Mario Jimenez Senegal Kalidou Koulibaly edi omo ba Norway so ye Martin Odegaard edi omo ba Algeria Riyad Mahrez Austria David Alaba Switzerland Granit Xhaka Morocco Achraf Hakimi Scotland Andy Robertson Paraguay Gustav Gomez Australia Matteo Ryan Turkey Hakan Çalhanoğlu edi omo so eba ho Ivory Coast Frank Casey Ecuador Enner Valencia Netherlands Virgil van Dijk Japan Ando Ouattara Sweden Victor Lindelof edi omo so eba ho no Belgium so Jaren Talisman Egypt Mohamed Salah edi omo so eba New Zealand Chris Wood Mexico Edison Alvarez ho no South Africa Ron Williams South Korea Son Heung-min Czech Republic so Canada Alphonso Davies ho no Czech Republic so Ladis Regic edi omoba ho no Bosnia and Herzegovina Edin Zeko Qatar Hassan Al Hadous edi omo eba ho no President say na the captains omodi both countries na eba World Cup no
enti mirase ene the sports commander ana or the captains no ehon se de abrentene opening game Mexico South Africa ana ebo na before say ye be come Mexico the South Africa game no eso ene no ye hwe opening games na ekoso before say ye be ball games no opening games no since 2006 opening games abaso no 1 2 3 4 5 ana yensaka 2006 no Germany body tia Costa Rica 2006 World Cup opening game Germany share 4 Costa Rica share 2 then your opening games South Africa 2010 opening game South Africa and Mexico for ya ana boy South Africa and Mexico 1-1 then your opening game and also etumi so ana your 2014 World Cup na Brazil opening game obo Croatia Brazil share 3 Croatia share bako ansana yebedu 2018 FIFA World Cup Russia de no Russia na Saudi Arabia and a ball opening game no Russia share 5 ema Saudi Arabia warum enso entumi antina 2022 opening game no Qatar host nation and Ecuador and a boy Qatar eluzi edma Ecuador 2-0 inti efu 2006 ebesi na me no ka say opening games ya bono makoma kunum emu yensa na host nations no edin kunum bako ana kwaye draw ana bako so host nation edin twu that was 2002 Qatar edin twu de Ecuador bako ye draw no na no South Africa and Mexico 2010 and also a draw Germany share 2 Costa Rica etimino 2006 Brazil share 3 Croatia te bako and Russia so 2018 and also share 5 Emma Saudi Arabia so eti emu and also Wontumi anti emu bi Corinthians opening games and also say about now 13 games and host nations no one share since 2006 no 13 games and host nations no one share and so hold on na fi emu mako 6 and then also over coincide goals and host nations opening games World Cup no ensem ebi enso enomintero enso ayediate na yenko South Africa ne Mexico game no so South Africa ne Mexico bo na a big game part tough game edema both countries no head to head no mo share 4 no Mexico awoni 2 South Africa win baako a draw. Mexico shot 10 goals and they tell South Africa. South Africa shot 5 and they tell Mexico. And we the team. What can I say 2010 World Cup medical catch say ekoye 1-1. Ana 2005 and so na a Gold Cup 2005 US and also koye 2-1. Edema South Africa. That was the first time South Africa share Mexico. And the year 2000, so friendly game. South Africa and Mexico boys. Mexico share South Africa 2. South Africa team 2. Mexico boys South Africa 4. I'm team 2. And the year 1993, and also a friendly game. South Africa and Mexico the boy. Emma Mexico share South Africa 4. South Africa into me and Tintero. And so the team. And South Africa and Mexico once again when they didn't GYENIM. Yabala so now was what drinking Yababa beje. Na messages are able of phones out of pen. Easy. Makato said the agudi mean some sports and a transit the brand politics. And problem be as sports in Tiba be a moki cancer they mean to me and go be a dear mano. Me come quite and I make oneself. So also quite ya. Now we had Mr. Barnum Terracia. No video cacrebi. Now they afford this to do land. Now Mr. Barnum can want some come up. Dear more party and also their team. Now yeah, young politics and fancy chain. Now young Kuna Yetimono and now make us say meet Jonas and me Juma. But a year me chroma honkwa mean to meet Jonas and you also forever. Me coffee. One day one be free. What I say, do you come more mono? Say, Quania, who took quiet den cry when you call Bill Japadi be only at the anti Jim Kuno. Say, party now, Uma, who supporting no. Jim Kuno, say, party no. A good quite a pack as if for dinner. Ya no more problem with Dino. And then you be more in you be more from cock. You be more cock. In this time, omo the party no bo mu kro na bra e do mo chi injirima abeka e de tia omo do mo party ya de pa no mu kro no so a injirima beka aka sempa de afo mo ti dwi kro hu na ja politics na wo ye no wate e kwan no yam ye nka se kwan no ye fina na kwa bota no pensu ye su wo kwan hu sa ade ye me ya wa ho kwan ne se NDC time first one his excellency John Dramani Mahama time first one ana obey a convict wa ho kwama ye sa time no bridges e wo kwan so na tutu ase bi ye covet e de mai covet no omo fele half ye be fele dia kan be fele dia kan sa omo am fele enwi na ba no free power and MPP buy MPP so be di 8 years covet no half na ye omo fele in first one no omo am fele half na aka no ko am NDC asamba covet nda so omo fele and the kwana pratitia pansam bi si ne ye kana waso politics waso party column party flag mayenka ukuro ne no party no mo de wa hepa na wase obo na ho bamba aden 0559437076 misro ye kan football asem me kuruma asem na me kan se kan politics kan ekwan bia asem misro wo de ekwan wasem ba ha me kato sports South Africa and Mexico and I'm saying wadwin. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, President.
Yes, I am here. Don't know where. Simon, I don't make myself from the command to Kabium.
Let's go. Obisa, you can say, bueno, quality.
The producer.
Yeah, on the cry, epic, corner cry, as I by.
Ejumano Dawson. You didn't come with it.
After you program, let's have a Wakasa.
Mate, Medasi, Main Como.
South Africa, let me more fire across South Africa, good cities, qualify. It can make bonfire, say, and you're there, and Mexico, obviously South Africa.
Medasi. Yamin Kaho. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello, Nana.
Good morning. We do not casafe.
Good morning. Really, I said that can sound quite
okay, 7 minutes.
Really, I'm a money at you. And I make a South Africa there. I'll be any other bonfire among them qualified. Or to buy a movement and what. And the Mexico version of 5.
Let us say, Yamin Kaho 0559437076. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
We didn't knock us a free. Okay, of our meeting.
Yo, on the Telephone, the Amish will be over Sons and the for that. They're Ghana for card, they made particular year. In the idea of Copam, yes, South Africa, best and cry, and never for. Or moving here is good thing for me to qualify for. Then, almost improvement. I get you that.
May I say, hello, good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Good morning.
My morning, no.
Jama, did not casa free.
But you name Kazafutan also.
Okay, very mama, meet you.
But you're not the one there, because South Africa there. I want to mean confirm any.
May I say, hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Jama, did not casa free.
We shall number one play out of me bamboo when it's been TGH.
Is it not to say that you know what bow?
But I is what I know.
What do I mean to?
Nancy, Ghana, and you be of course to South Africa. Me and Yakase, yes, the man South Africa qualify. That will be a show motor crowd, let's go born no 10-3.
Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Jama, did not casa free.
Yes, sir, Mohammed Winkasafri.
Good, Mama, do mammy too.
President, I'm also in Shanghai party.
Uncle super.
And stress now, you man. South Africa, some drive it now.
Only Africa country.
Africa countries in Africa, we so Bokuma, or Bonian, Canadians, and get a genius of opportunity. Or many super top planning Quasiatum.
May so, may I say, hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. 0559437076. 0559437076. 0559437076. I know I am my AD Jumanti. Whoa, my head. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Jama Udinaka Safri.
I would marry.
Sankore Boko there.
Boko.
What do you mean? Say that you support South Africa. Me too.
It's you not to have my higher form.
It's you not to be beer. What's it say? A free you call him no.
If you have Bungo Film Sankore.
I am Mr. Badi Hong Kong. Yes, sports in Team Amintio, South Africa and Mexico.
South Africa, very usual 5 name. If you have a support to a move. What best support to another South African?
May I say, hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Would you like us off here? Yeah, I mean too. South Africa, I say. South Africa, I say 4-0. May I say, Yami Shrow. May I say, hello, good morning. Hello. Okay. Mati. Good morning.
Nana. I said, I can't even a big show. I can't be there. 1 hour for couple. Can't be there, Fanny, as Senator. And I can't be there, passing as a movies.
Question I mean, tell us ye, Chimu, you way.
Can't be there, Pana, Apple wake up, and I send more goose.
Okay.
And I can't prevent to win the tournament now. What you should do?
Okay. One win here. Watch them more go and I watch them more goes do pa.
Watch them more goes do pa.
Mate. Or the tree in the brofuni in Afra. Mate, keep listening. You pay my most see my young friend for Good morning. We need to pray.
No one to
How are you?
Na me kaya to for say almost South Africa we are young watch na yeah gidi e wa kra South Africa for no mu kru ha ida you two mu na nti omo di omo 8-2 ni ya we are two omo so aka
Mate. Hello, good morning.
Fine morning.
Chama udi na kasa free.
FM Bruno because this one share.
Mami ti Bruno.
I will government for South Africa 4-1.
Mexico besha saying 4-1. Okay, Mate. Where I say hello. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Kozi.
Abako.
Kozi.
Abako ntibani bempa na wo nyame dai wa wo hwe mi. Menka wa se bi o ma ti dai hwe mi. Abako wa mi too. Abako. Mami too.
Mexico versus South Africa
3-2. Corner score. Mate, that's it. Okay.
Australia for Chichi and Toby and a super sufumra. Opesa dia bo ni binti kisan wa banche obi abayran hye wano e pasam ate wano dia pasam wano pasam se.
Hello, good morning. Okay.
Australia for Chichi and Toby and a super sufumra. Opesa
Hey, Papa, is so one more. You're so idea for Ashidi and Toby. Okay. And Yakok Masidi Maria Transi Yakok Masina Yakofa feed no Eddie Abrona Obusa say country ben Asha more goals or World Cup Abacosimuna country bensuna or what consider goals to do a pa country or consider goals to do a pano. The all consider goals to do a pano. Mama, Germany are consider 125 goals or World Cup. 125 goals or World Cup Germany. Now country Russia goes do a pano. Brazil Russia 237 goals. 237 goals. Brazil no. 232 goals. Germany dia. And Argentina 152 goals. Italy in 2009 128 goals. In the country Russia goes to do a power World Cup Brazil. 237 goals. So I'm going to aje titles no do pa. Nti wo busa sa question ba chupe. I hope so one mean. Let us say. Yanko kuma se Di Maria tenase ye kore ko pie feed no di abrona che se bibe kama. Ndi nsuo na to na yuma ye bibi wo ho no. Ama de no ya age gon. Nti ole efa ye de bema amfa nso a. Ane de nkai na pie pia enyu kakra go akire di ama. Emina dwo na je se enwuma dwo kama emini nyanwe enwum di adwo nti yenhwe se Di Maria tutom dia yenko fa feed no emfa embro.
First game, I was a person coming in. Shall come and send your police for no. One see a police. First game, I was a person coming in. Shall come and send your police for no. One see a policy. I am Mexico City and the essence I am say. And I game a Mexico Mino. One South Africa and a Bonacity. Woba Ghana will be a Bonacano. Yana Jubabina Ebia, what to say? Taku and Asabia Sampoa and some Anako Ebia tournament. Now, bon sabi a teacher for so na choco crown ebino ho over to us wo yakwenye and yasweska edema Black Stars and some anya the serie yana juba bi agena yana chese sectors ni bi and some adomodia bano wonum sam oko aye Mexico wonum some adomodia ba serie sitiana na de wonum so kan nyina no say and aye the right day was wonum some protest into as part of aye plans wonum some protest anya juma na engu aye World Cup na demase no metesa police won ko no wo sam aye almost 50,000 acha so mo bout him sampa mama ensom ana ba no na enipo makoma almost aye 50,000 wo sam aye police officers wo sam patrol in and around aye the stadium ni nyina no jaminya no sam ebimom and so Barra said, yeah, almost some Nabasia ball, a life and property, and some by now. What I'm saying now, any probable stadium, no, one of them around 90,000, and I was so when your son Nampano and by police officers, and one of some ball, a your man who buying, as I say, woman to say, yes, say a bimo and some by a chess, and yeah, you can't say teacher for them about protest, and what Jaminian say, a bit some near you can't say. Kuya for na chasa farmers womo som aye kuya and some our Mexico kronomo womo som mada so mo chasa o ma setena enkoye kwantena aya chechero for ani chasa kuya for no womo mianom ana chasa ma chechero mo say womo be protest ni nyina kan bi ana ma na security no and some aba tight our Mexico City a chasa won komo ni nyina no ye de ema ye chefo anaro pai and some our show so ye kan wonim sam aye there opening ceremony and abakoso mame abrantia ye fonu say Rema wonim say ye beka banner boy asem echo enra na nyontofo mo wako opening ceremony no ye nim sam amodoso Shakira nom and just banner boy nom and Rema nom and ya de Rema nie na joni akwada no wonu som and brosonia baba wa ye fonu say Anita so obi a wonu som atonom when ayetse mo ba try na mo ba sound checker ansam we adwumtuni abema ya wosawo bawo na obey sound check na hu sebia microphone no ye tune ni ye ana sebia wo sound no eno anu no obatonum na won shout on top of your voice ebia nyina bonti so ma ya sound check na oba stage na ukodigua enom aye wan kasa ojejereje etina e wose Anita ensom ana chese Rema abantway aye moment a sound check ekoso ediama chese artist am perform and and some our stadium ho ye de GYENIM on somebody can catch us ye be our Mexico City everybody so our Toronto na be so our Los Angeles in LA baby Rema and ye need touch no Los Angeles and just almost so by na also ye can opening ceremony asamono ye what ye can say World Cup countdown concert na World Cup countdown concert no man we refer said David na David some ayane de enwa ade chena no pe David nie na jama me ye David chena and some man say enyum no answer normal ya na bana Facebook for yi wo some aba so strike and some ani ade na David and some a jacket our shan enwa ade chena no pe some our Ghana and call World Cup countdown wo concert no answer Debi abobo answer button abobo jacket no mu babere na u follow enyoma ekosom our Nigeria and abeto just say Nigeria no nipa bonifo bi akidnap a school nkwada e makomako 39 ana o ma kidnap a teacher for ensom makomako 7 na chese na ye kasai say bandit ensom asi ye nyoma bi wona Nigeria ho na amanioma hyeran kwe ana Davido ensom aduna no atumto no de omo ya chese o ma kidnap o mo no wo din ana de abobo bon ntade ne mo ana so danachi ensom ademawa When him say message a jacket nachi bring them home. Now just bring them home. And no and some I said Davido and so customize atadiano and some achi and perform and some I and one channel pay and some our Mexico and Monte so bar I shoes and the trono our brother plano yare am tetenino and some by can win and a World Cup about a golden boot no and some Wabasha Ghost to draw na FIFA Adidas and some Adiaba Afidianos FPA I just a golden boot and ye top scorer is World Cup and watch golden ball and some best player and some World Cup I just want Matumbo ever Sony our tournament in the mono one and I benya Ayasa Wadi and our goalkeeper one of some other J Aya best goalie and some our tournament in the mono one of some other J Aya golden glove our penny and some Aya said ye one Jumadian some other Siako our Bernardo Peno Yare Amtaba Shadwak Mama Sedi and Nana Tree so share opening ceremony na one some Amabania can say live show kakra and no aye drone na drone show e was a question no toadu kowiem a em sam abetwere aye FIFA and some aye gowiem archers we no aye drone cameras and a buy sadie we and some awiem and na juntu hwabia wo said ya no some abesia ko archers wo ma set and some aye rehearsal aye dia wo say wo mu ye bia ntina na dwe no wabra opening ceremony ebe koso bi say wani ebetwa so bibi say over witness bi and ensom anadwi our brawani and here say a magnificent drone show and chesenem above a stadio Azteca and no ensom abakoso na yebetia Ceramica woman some aye pre-match no omo pre-match no manager fan say who go Bruce and na kwatana ye fan say to Paul Mokoina wom yenum adabana say Ghana there more na start of campaign almost more and I'm a amanfo free mu kromo no sani ye kase ye support mo kra mo say be kaso they are taking our jobs Italian na Mexico no na to bomb Queen and onu din komo do be so kan nyina no say na match no wo mo so prepare a game enye nkwada match kwa ye nche say the player ye follow set to bomb Queen edin komo.
The expectations are very high and it's going to be an amazing game, an amazing atmosphere, and as a team we're looking forward to the game. We're excited and we know how much it means to everyone back home and ourselves, and yeah, we're looking forward to the game, so it's going to be exciting. Of course the expectations are very high and it's going to be
and some our show so mama Spain woman so point Lamin Jamal also Mekatron ano manager no and some draw plan e dey am kwatana ye fan sa Lamin na mekaso mo first game woman Cabo Verde ebono coach no abese anya rekwade e bia be 15 minutes alko 20 minutes no and also Lamin abo ebiem woman second game against Saudi Arabia and also anya rekwade e bia 30 minutes I was a player ye fan sa Lamin and some etimibo and what from last game against Uruguay a game I was Lamin started now already over Kaisa not medical about that time a boss of any prior woman name me walk up squad the crown and my best story Emma me control say Dr. No I found a report say a crown quadian kakwana crown would the World Cup no mama mani Kobe no burn any time and rest na would you say and to Spain at the World Cup I want Lamin and Kao and some of the brand so so dia and ya some matches miensa one more ball our group stages no mo Lamin and mobio mon try mo qualify and some other quite a knockout na for Lamin and ya bia ball na answer basa for the omo yam hwehwe mo bat dia me dia ban nyina and no pay and latest I mean nyana say player in question ya for say Lamin Jamal Akwatano unim say one of the catcher doctors against Kevin no masa wabaso obo benya kran kon start we do start we no obo minute no mai na firimu ama jamensa kan sa boy no yes wontimi imagine say your ball a World Cup na the first ever World Cup over test here na say be a prebi ya managing minute no and some any activity akoda no menya na nka match against Cabo Verde crano I was so no and some team start here na me yes doctors na say woman some antwema no nya sam yema no aye kakra feel lamina so ya and some aba France amino make a transform about Drew aye Boston na France man about Drew Woman bedroom Boston, woman to Asoko, team hotel, Emma Chessa crowd, I supporters are, woman support to Aya France, Mano, woman good hotel and more baby, Pina, na General Budget sopa, and some Aya player, you find the same Mbappe, or no, I don't know, come here is a more budget see your persons will be a pen Mbappe autograph, will be a pen Mbappe selfie, Emma Chessa, or we'll find the same Mbappe, and all you are some agility, now. Ka hotel baby omotano yabasha aye player aye fansa Jules Koundé wonum say Koundé so aye ni videos azelie Koundé no so aye blogger wa we fashionista wa say dan blogger camera dinachi camera dinanim onwa so kitane camera and all video again on say World Cup no afure de no omaya ma aye fe pa oman bi a wo frimu and hotel bi a mo beda bi no na wo player ya brande aye odono say bi a ana odaha tinya fe ene echiri paw ya hana bia number ne nso ya wan aka no oh yes ya aka Koundé obi anu ba bia Koundé ta achoso be ra insight no ya ye balloon eno aye France omo colors and watch one kasa player no ya ye painting and some abowo no FIFA 4 ema wakwaba wamma plug B ene ade ema chese wamma ba Koundé crowd no wamma the Boston Celtics wamma some JC na chese basketball aye team I for Celtics no Woman JC and woman South American football and some JC and some Akeo and above rope Saturday and I share and some Quadrani Adeno and some France at dear and I just say oh almost yes your Pama will backpack and your Madibo Gumne and your water bottle be any Adeno and some woman Adama player your friends of Koundé Amene one of some show said ye a demo and some city now okay a few days ago to just France and Quadanum. Woman federation nanya adea woman so woman tiasia say yabema take it me anupa na bia 6 na candidate yi so usika to na mo obusuafo no na hofo nya kwan ba stadium dabi and na me no kasonum say boys na mo kwakobo ball no one omo timi and federation aka de di kan kwai ne aka no say woman winning bonuses say bia ye hye ball ba ko bia na yabeje 1 CD ana say yabeje 2 Ghana no de me nya no say France and Quadan no woman so on federation bonuses on my cancy the tosum you know and some aye ticket and some and some attention e buy no report on me san kan say woman dress aye ticket and some am say calmness and some aba amankodano will be also I ready say we be fight and some adama France ameno na ma check republic omo training check 18 bus ekoka kwan e Mexico ama chese e blocky aye road e blocky aye road no onim say ama traffic about because bus no ene mutade hu yan say adwuse fo a chese no esifom ene adwuse anso dia jise mo ba kwa mo be ye free oti woni ana security aye tight na hade distance and no aye normal casa I was be apply aye sa stretch no won some koduru ba bia police wo motor sisi emutwe pa to mo can control traffic no e we chiri akajam sa bema munyina ni kwasa mo ban situation yam passam bia e bia wo ban situation na dima ya we kasa na ya be kan say to mama distance abam ama traffic situation and some our Mexico and why shepa ni nyina no e check republic timbasa wo mo some control intina wasa players no wusifuma no ato 90 so zamza baby e kware na che so mo drawi ansa entisa no mo ye nyema ama che sa no pay no ye de no ensom ama ye chefo ensom awo shoro so na onum say Gyenin Infantino press conference na nya baso na Infantino no bra and was ultimate monitor be honest when in some catcher UK journalist be kobusa questions na bansana referee or visa what drew chronimum na fei what do yes deport Somalia ni South Chrome adea when a terrorist and some tracker now mubusa union so BBC or say also okay na ebia 2035 krano mokraya de Emmanuel World Cup by UK na anya bia say ye dictate amamo sebia e wasa sum esin etimi wura UK eni kwan so benten ensum wura UK senya wo entuomo no enyo mom na be kire sebia weini wei e wotumi se wo so bakro ni mu ana weini wei so wotumi se eni kwan so omo bakra wo no omo ntimi dictate ama Jews ensum amen no wo mo bisa no se Somalia referee na ye fa no Omar Abdul Kadir Artan enai masa manu kofie wo man heroes welcome ewonu krom ede na ya fa no so I unfortunate some abaso panino na bibia ti say ensom atono bat wo ntimi dictate ensom amanjuas manasa senyo mo ene control bibia yentie said GYENIM Infantino wonom ayo president Tedema Federation of International Football Association panino ensom arituja.
Unfortunate as well what happened to Omar, the referee from Somalia. But again, we don't control everything. We try, we will discuss, we will speak, we will see. Maybe sometimes it's good as well to just, chill, relax. We work on everything. We try to solve everything. Sometimes to immediately start screaming and shouting has the opposite effect of finding a solution. Believe me when I tell you, or don't believe me if you don't want, but we try always to find solutions. Always. But then we need to respect that we are not the kings of the world who can rule over governments and police forces and I don't know what. We are a sports organization. We try to do our best with the means that we have to make as much as possible. And in this, and I conclude, we want to unite the world. And if I can ask you one thing, again, if you want to criticize me, it's fine. It's okay. But promote the unity of the World Cup. Promote people coming to the World Cup, feeling those emotions that all of you have been feeling. Of course, it is unfortunate.
Yes, I know. I am some GYENIM Infantino. And I just say, president, FIFA, and I would just say, your dinner accepts Emma Onano Peno, and so I was shown so only the over to me criticize, but say be a more come out quacky. I assure some man on the act, but be on some of them attention. I acquire was central from the first one. Most of them promote a World Cup, maybe I make us say, what can be a paint to say, we see. And sound common no and also dear Sarabe and Conco Fasten Biano and some from my Yeka Enra England game a Barcelona almost ball and your last friendly just England Domino Womusha Costa Rica Academy and sir woman some Antimiantana Mamma Madueke None Madueke Bobby Pa show Wuniana take over Bakumian Bonuco see oh Madueke actually go to Madueke and Abon we are no serena obiase chese bibia nye na hise seriana madu ekesa so what you go to pewie internet bema body tumi enko na sanka England World Cup na bia go bi e mo je title antin kanoni de wa enie unu ya serena ba Chelsea for no say una shaw na ada nanu ya England training and ya say Chelsea fan ba ko ehunu US ona wakasa noni Wontumi na obesamba Chelsea who are plan so you wish ubenya na so obeden wenya wo kombe do na so nya no se hwe na when so hia ama chese no na adwujai wo so ku ya so brutal ni nyina no aya ni o cross ba ni nyina chi Declan Rice ono about first goal Anthony Gordon about penalty essay and after player your father say only Watkins ono some body atosom yensa and some other 3 Lions our brain and some aya Jeffro Maswaya and some aba omo game no wo coach and father say Thomas Tuchel wo say Tuchel some other kakra bio now Tommy ebe so chesa wo mo so mo take you man to the next level bona aya England and so bona said the momentum ebe wo mo some ebe so mo take at the next level you betie aya coach and father say Tuchel after the game ono and some akasai
intensity, commitment. I said it before the match. We want to push it to the next level from intensity, commitment, cohesion, and we did that. We could see the impact of the Arsenal players coming into camp, and could see also the impact of training. Of course, we see the adaptation to the heat. We see the adaptation to the climate, and we see things clicking, but. We demanded it today from the players to take a next step, and they did. That was what we wished for, and the crew players delivered, and I'm proud of them how they did it. So this anyway the most important how we play.
Thomas Tuchel and what to say what done in Samuel and some area to try be shifty and gear and your bar a club side na answer na bar a club on side mama Egypt ameno when say report on me say can say Mosala Eyobia I did chin no pay our Ghana answer Gyenin US no me sa konkaka from time no say bia sa no pay ho bia dia san ya dintiana emanu manu ya simple crowd be so friend bia I did chin wo baby ni agena money when so be your call a friend will be akoshe Egypt training now call because of more Salah said si chante a man so say more Salah there then more a father of Mecca na so si Muhammad Salah no wonom ana father of Mecca na board ya no a unu aye ekom ye training pa German say kan say meti so mo ton take it no e na djube bo mo de ba say Egypt training na mo ye and some our Gonzaga no wo say Gonzaga University e take it no na e sold out na so mo cheche kakra e ye ma ma training no kwa obetua kakra ntina o say mo enya time e man kwada no sere be a wo mo so na betumi asensan bi ene adia wa brene eno so aye kakra fu odebana ye kwa no German say kan say Shiro Akama Stadium no baby e kan say aye Royal Box ne baby a em so sikasem our former ontena ho aha baby ti say wo mo say na em say take it no FIFA so ma boka pa enti final game say be a Black Stars e ko drew final stadium I baba sa final awo hono emfa won eno opponent on no ball yes FIFA say wunya take it sanka bia GFA ni amam take it samon ton dabi FIFA say ono abeton na ade a wo mo say ayesa Royal Box ono wo mo spend be $60 million and the aje aye box no keke international betena ho na bia opa peanut eno ene ye kan say bia granite no ande e bia peanut no nkate ene bia wo hwe bi upebi ya fa menase a wo benya bia to ensom our boxer e bia chips ensom ane chese soda o pe soda ene ye hwe bi ni ade ni nyina no wo benya bia to na no kra no yese boxer ensom abeko for $50,000 ye kan bekas ane bo den do bra ho cry ya ma wo we no sikanu ho na sikanu ho ahana wo betena hwe bona bia wo ba odane o ma keka mo je $50,000 ni nyina no German sector kwa ne sam ahono kwa no say ya boma na German say Spain omo man no and yes Spain for no omo bonyo so adea Spain for no wajiri bi say wo mo bedru final na say the FIFA for say omo provide ticket and also be a package and you ticket and from federations our bra wo mo kwakodru final no yes Spain for no say omo ntia say FIFA for no be so omo yes an yoma no entia no so kakra frimo ade benaro pay no and some our show no so mami abrontia ye for no say Usman Dembele Jason omo share at the ball Arsenal ɛyɛ Champions League final no wɔn de ba sɛ akɔ Ocean na Ocean no wɔn kyerɛ sɛ Dembele atade na wɔn tɔn yɛ enya 160,000 euros. Champions League final ose ana kyerɛ Kvaratskhelia ɛnso JC a wɔhyɛ yɛ ɛde ball ɛyɛ Champions League final no ɛno nso wɔn tɔn yɛ no wɔn nya 152,000 euros ɛnom ɛyɛ JC sa so far game against Arsenal wɔn nso ahyɛ no Arsenal course no ɛnom ayɛ sɛ no masi akɔ na unum sɛ meno kasa mmerɛ bi merebeto twa sɛ Florentino Perez na wɔnom ayɛ president ɛma Real Madrid no na koma so adeɛ pa no sanka bi a operation Bayer 2020 ebia 6 na nkonya Vitinha na operation 2027 what the Pedri every Barcelona ensom abaso so na sɛ kwadeɛ san ba sɛ ana Vitinha bi sɛ João Neves ana yɛnyina bɛ unso sɛ 150 no kra no ɛyɛ for a branch of fans Alvarez any ade ama chesa no so nyina na bako ba unim sɛ latest ameme sɛ kan sɛ owura fan sɛ Jorge Mendes awo no ɛyɛ agent adama Vitinha ɛsɛ agent ensom adama João Neves no yɛsɛ agent ne sɛ yɛsɛ kan kuram ɛtro downfall ana no kura bi wɔn so ne mpoase because yɛsɛ wa catch Florentino sɛ or the players about here Basa Afifa ne de entimi nkom taye PSG ho because a PSG phone jiga wɔn ba to Madrid a players no from head to toe and some adoma bantu omunchecha break na enkwada no mienu no wɔn nkɔ ba bia ana no wachine kra no e ba sika PSG and some asan will be and about the project na wɔn yɛ no so a enkwada no ɔmani so project ne pa etinya de sɛ na yɛ kase no wɔn ba jai ama enkwada no mienu and some join Real Madrid no and some ayasama agent no mete se waka e de atre aye Madrid and some president yede ayesa update no ensom atema na ebeto twasa Michael Olise ana yese Paris Saint-Germain so amope na onsam ebae no so obekai na wo kai ya enra major stories make a chow say PSG for no financially ayade say league empanfo a wo France akle wonom intercha say wo mo betimi spend nyame yadom asamai wo mo nto emra bia onse say no wo mo hyera nto aboden enti omo nto emra bia na yese no ana ma Paris Saint-Germain wo mo nya hoden omo hoden nyina no wo mo tiri ba so omo pushi a Michael Olise wo mo benya sansa financially wo mo som our capacity a wo mo betimi dia for Olise ensom aduna ba but Olise jana na ye kasai wo ko aye ba mo nchina se de ban wo mo di jina omana so pampe every day one ebe si na ye kase no report ameme say kan still now no we be catch us Olise no yenton na de omoto Olise ama na ato Olise no enso ade ama wo china me no kase Real Madrid sikana ebao ansa na nsem be ka so me Emirates I stand me sa be ka so me Adidas enso asa stand and na ye kase fly Emirates adama Madrid 100 million euros a season Adidas at the 120 million ebeba ana HP na egum omu sleeve atade no elko na betiso no eno som ama 80 million euros o kan nyina de bomo a Real Madrid a single season and some ekeka edeko wo kan bi bia de bomo a na so mo nam 250 o 120 100 na ma e 220 plus e 80 no Nasa 300 kra na 300 million euros yes anuna Madrid enya season bi 300 million yes club otosum yenu kra no wonuru 250 million entira gapa yes adepa ene ton ho no eno som akire o ma biem e wa brene eno som ay update bana latest any Atletico Madrid yes o mo gidie pampe somebody Bernardo Silva no wo ma fa ene eye Barca wo chena eye Madrid Atletico fon wa gidie say wo mo Bernardo Silva so ebewie na Jameson kan say Barca fon no on say o mo bewie Camp Nou Stadium acha in the space of maybe about 1 or 2 years earlier na chasomari anu to Barcelona womo som dali akwakotum womo submit a bid omo pese 2029 UEFA Champions League final yebo and some our Camp Nou ebedu ono na chasomo stadium na ye fe papa am be yɛsa fani pradom tinei wɔn so wɔn mpre yɛwɔ 2026 wɔn twɛn by 3 years time na kyerɛ bibia ɛnsom asɔ ntɔm wɔ so wɔn hosti ɛyɛ saa 2029 Champions League final no wɔn sɛ Julian Alvarez latest ɛnie 1 boy no I disappointed and 2 boy no I am very angry the boy fupa na said you know mercy kwana and we see waya sa boy no on pakura na makacho say boss and some ehwe boy nanim say obe pushi kakra we yes one relax the adama boss and kwa hodin entimi o na as part of some twen say akura no be pushi no on say mekan enwa say wono so twen na say bia eye wie na boss entimi dia eho ana obema boboku a ye fa no say PSG ana say bia Arsenal and some a chance na no boss afon so say wo mo pe empokura no another enyame na America Bansa for no sources achasa woman per option na option to akoda we will be able say Joao Pedro but Jamison can say woman so per another better forward than Julian na so mo perform ko no bon bochel to the tena ho na ye on say na montwame mo don be fa ba no bra wo ya de chen wo enu ye se de na ye ka se ne bouncer for no enso masi na minioma na mansiri aye say wo mo pe Elliot Anderson on senra e be to twasam ama rejected initial bid Elliot Anderson no 106 million pounds plus add-ons now pay the entire deal at a 120 million pounds medical backup days any weeks ago sir Nottingham say Sikana Arsenal editor aye Declan Rice no one besa boy we e breaki aye record no enti na me no ka say Nottingham for say amo besa package ni nyina no aye 130 million pounds aye 110 million pounds na add-ons aye 20 my ready amomra monya ready so the amon gobe be intera enom aye said you not turn for no wo some ade reply ade ama boboku fan say aye mansiri awa brano pe mansiri for no na se ni ache se finish so din ene nane na mo se siti nyawo pe anyi se bi omo dene back ekena wa ba strengthen and also ba strengthen omo team no na mom omo tiri pass wutimi nya finish so we ye superstar signing e basana e sam peja city anim into omo try there omo nim so omo call munya but omo try say ya jano so be call man for no also loans our boy bia ye fa no Mamadou Sangare we midfielder ball pa hey na Mamadou Sangare ana teminya no say man for no pena kwada ni when born Bopa now almost say ever cost more than 40 million euros and I amount of costing tenor you already a man for us by an affair Turam Ninia Ketwana you found a Kafran Turam what bottom out Jufino one also man for us Ashana discussions ever to me start every around 45 and they call 50 million euros no and you said discussions and some started Arsenal Nico Williams no one of Arsenal Manu Kone our bono ball and some Adama Roma the Ghana's team no and some other sound quite musabea woman sa and some other calculator yen first in a from an alfie yen twas what dano very necessary yen twas an alfie I'm sending more
Kumpi blue color, then the BAC, then go pass through fire. That's a Davi, no watch here, the weather them part, forgetting now on the roof, no watching. I'm laughing like a killer. One of my dreaming, they should be a mama will fill her. Paris to go best a chase to foot to the Jenna. Now Hindu Mapa, now you want to eat the figure. I can say the electro to the Mifa Latino, every day they chase for your son Marino. What you need in the era of Morino, the club podcast to the chase to go Caribbean. What will I go to anyway? I like your demeanor, but then Chelsea were two winner. My preferred tidy to elimina. Yo, Enzo Fernandez, Bonivitina, one question numbers. Nona Roma, Obesia Sanchez, a beginner, one of Bob Pampers. Well, any time I get Boko Betty be a illusion.
Take it on a satellite and an anopay. And I Juma was so and so a different live on Facebook. Facebook they say so yeah no more Jew page you say you bound to match your pages bear me and some of me and cause I'm a personal a page me no kwa no masaje you say the honoma jumana ya din pa YouTube ye jinam Wontumi TV live inti no enso eno no stories there homo na ye dey ama no meza say bibia find here
na me adumo ya na also
bibia cool na enso na to na ma hu videos bi chezem say US to kra bibia flade ana
eva
omom say yi ko baby video bi am hu yes
me no pay di to code bi ko pie
adum so aflade kakra
em flade ba no body bi afufa
o na say biscuit nyina afo
yak
kafra see you the aduma dey sao
e wadi bi afufa ti but the way I pete no yes mo mamu fa nyoma gugu gata mu ne munya hu this opportunity a munya ya
amachina na tuna no bibie na ekwa na gugu
munya ya na modi gugu munya isa de no na driver for so nya
oh yeah boko pa
driver for no so munya
abotre ade achi na obi afan betwi
ya bibi aboko
okay wo yenye na fe yemra so na
finally we are here. Woke up and we are discussing home Komobebre. We've really spoken a lot about this festival. Now how I woke up and before Neighbor Studio no, me a message be from Aristo Camera Yefi. I send me video me de my Shadrach na voice in a video nechi. It was a guy you know. I'm so one about youth. Na guy more bodini chreme
e mo gamo ana entafo no
we o can't afford that was on but we see a guy more I reached the video na send them omo who say TV no now you one story we so listen there no muti eno ni eno ni we guy more
okay
dina menya no guy more and trend the aristo chiro bebre brofo ahodo but the work nyina say yen crofo ni bia you know you know man started show so can me call na me kai quickly. We are finally here, like I said. It's the World Cup festive period when we are breaking it down into different pieces. Number one, every country be qualifies for World Cup and because ya na nye stage obe koso akoso bio. Now in fact celebration of the World Cup no yaw ye buno bupen some of the time no bit say Keved or qualify ya okwe the whole country no eligibility everybody is happy. So finally just as it happened for Ghana 2006, just as it happened for Togo 2006, just as it did for Ivory Coast 2006 for the first time Keved susudo muti ekwa so yaw Keved omadro mani papa a population of even less than 300,000 people appearing on the global stage like the World Cup no and just the momo but Makacho say yes celebrating World Cup no in different pieces here ka say obi appear no anya ni just family bio but so check how Brazil manage Brazil for no coin no honorable say qualify for World Cup no bia yaw a festival in itself.
Yeah.
Brazil for no omode enso water pumps ebe gina runway no so e spray sprinkle flight no nyina de ja place no kwan. But don't him say Brazil akwa ko draw no. Everything now changes. Enti yakeka baby obi abakọ de nti beto yi kunde mu de ne kire ye omo hotel rooms efe pa. But ya bre and ya baby stage we see. It was one of the few World Cups amedimani hu or ma follow hype no a na gidie e wo from pa se ebeba so na ebeba so kra be so when is the first time ever na 3 different countries host World Cup no na being the first time ever no before e be kono na ensense bebre World Cup we host no make US and Mexico Canada for the no mo hu nhye da niasem kakra na talking about Mexico no Unimedi bia Elemencho Nemesio. Afawa sumpeya Elemencho Nemesio. New Jalisco generation no. Omo ye one cartel or more Mexico. In fact cartel be bring on Mexico. Now one of them no a new generation. Now new generation cartel or Jalisco. Jalisco na mekana ye J, obakiti makana Jalisco but Jalisco. A hono na cartel no. Na hono World Cup we say bi na US intelligence department, supported by the US government, eka say, and crofua ship tons of drugs, America says so pano. A omu leaders bako elemental. So in order to control the movement of the drugs, just say penimuni free hormone. Penimuni free hormone na kata foni nyina akabomu. Ka bi atwa bia mo do saka ka no. On say ba mu atimi free mu e wa kroketuam.
Na say boys na ye.
Na boys na agitated. Ka bi betwa bia mo do saka ka. So cartel ahodo, and listen, cartel no mo aso rivals so. They fight for markets. They fight over quality of the drugs. Now you say sabi you cross here you want tomatoes for mo word be a friend ntwema.
We assume now we so assume.
Oh ye ohun wani so but once say tomatoes na nya yie na we ni de yie. They fight over who has to, lead. So e be or Mexico. Sadi we ya to so there are about 20 different states at the time no muku na mensu affected a route. Seka wontumi ache ne bebo barrier wa ha. Utwemu ameza eni you assume because they felt the government and only US for a kabomu and makomu leader no. And mo massacre babia. So man for question say any work up with Emma so. Ye fa no ntonchen. At that same time and na US for no so catch we asem and say nyina say. Ye won non-proliferation agreement to be a countries be na agigi atumu ne yakosan. Na ekire say wo wasan bi bia no untumi enye nuclear o krumo no. Na Iran for na sign bi. Yet omo ye nuclear o mu krumo. Na nuclear no there was some amount of kilograms bia o ya for energy purposes.
Bia so ne bo.
Bia so ne bo. We say your former president Kwame Nkrumah be ye bi o Legon Ho atomic center bi. Ni nyina na for energy purposes, but the more kilograms increase na extra energy called weapon. It's US for who say Iran for no iron rich with uranium no and your nuclear bomb no. Na amo catch them say more 3 kilograms na dey adwuma Iran for no say
more your weapon
what they call here fa. Most more sign non-proliferation as ama mo agye to me say mo nye bi na America for no so amoniema e na mo ka kire omo ally for unuma ally for no me ka the NATO for leaders no France UK and the president of the NATO no Mark Rutte no ye Dutch ni Trump friend no ka kire say ye ko Iran for no so mo mra me ka ho sa akofo ni nyina anko na US for no do ni Iran for no de kobomo. So thinking about this World Cup, one Mexico be host to be kromo no na massacre esi no. America so be host to be ono so aso ne niam na de call. Na US kra ko kan to kwakra yitime to am kromo. Nese so mako kan to kwa. So na grounds no aye bibia at that same time na US for no so asate another department via your friend say ICE. Utwamu ayetimi kra check o kasa wo kan hu say when American native if you've seen some of the videos. So na ma enima be bre and aba blare the beauty of the organization. Kakra. Now no we learn say America for no person mo twom free world no ka Israel for no. Now Mexico so cartel no ene ne ma nyina no akofom. Mexico is going to be the first and only country who host to World Cup no me ensa. Sene opening ceremony no etwagua o hostu 1970 and no na Brazil koye the only country and for that matter where Pele the only player ojo World Cup no me ensa no 1970 the Pele ko pejai ufri 1970 na bra back to 1986 me year of birth say year no so no Argentina for no ko pejai title no Mexico for na sase so and that was the second time one from 1970 to 1986 Mexico for the host so getting this for the third time no na Mexico for no define almost a football soil. They really haven't been a nation semi-final even a host to crown final but Mexico define as a bad football there money who go Bruce and in South Africa for no and the game the better so and it happens to be one game one now me remember the home inside or say game way we will not even enjoy a lot on the field, but a lot the surrounding environment of the game. Amount for there's ecstasy at the place. Mexico for no ma game no shy amount for the pa. South Africa for no be more. And okay, South Africa 2010, the first game no. Omumi no. Yeah. And the boy. I think 1-1 Shabalala enya the equalizer no. And a Blanco Susunya do go no the mamo. And
Shabalala and the ball first goal
and a 10
of the tournament. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So definitely we're gonna have that same photocopy. And then Hugo Bruce said Kakra. You know, I'm a tactical man. The American na me nyina ye ho we. This game no and it be very physical. Be very very physical. Referee no he say ogyina ne nan so. So follow game no. He has to keep a very close proximity to the action spot. Other than that, marshalling a game between South Africa and Mexico no. Mexico for they wouldn't want to lose, but I mean who game at South Africa for so be man you say lose. And I understand said they'll have a back liner involve a lot of players. Maybe Shadrack Benya flash call for no more probable so no akebe me the power for this game no. Onim say sound dance Benya huge repercussion ewo omo line up no so. From Ron Williams, the goalkeeper for South Africa. Koluso Modao Baba right back.
Now you want to the Champions League.
I'm gonna G. Audrey Modiba about the left back. They have a partnership in the central defense. It's full of chemistry. So Hugo Bruce has something working in I am also thinking say he's going to set up a team at 4-2-3-1. And that double pivot led by Thibaut Mokoena and our story. Now one of the strongest midfielders on the African continent.
Serious midfielder.
And this is Sitoli and about Bob pivot 1 and 2. Yaya Sitoli. You know that guy?
Yeah, Tondela boy.
No. On it Thibaut Mokoena and about double pivot. And Orlando Pirates have provided 2 players. Ednama Bafana. Thank you, Shadrack.
Oswena Police. And Fipan Morim
Mofokin.
South Africa and maybe no more Nele Mwanga. Share South Africa.
A policy number for King. These 2 players, you know, a war what is called pace without the ball. When you say Bill and Semenyo, the difference between the Mummy and being wingers and then say Semenyo pass the ball not 20 no call. But Bill your bottle spacer obeko or the man when Nasia obeko. You see, these 2 wingers are policy number for King and they running Mexico latras and a brutal. But my key problem for South Africa or Bafana, a 10 Bazwani ever bought behind like Foster, barely striker. No. But Bazwani, no, he left to function as a 9. Once I run up Firmino, Ebonubino. Or boy, you know what you, but it doesn't want to create for you when you're going to be a Beshe.
Zwan in MC. 3 seasons back and about 3 or 4 seasons back. So one of our best player was
Thomas won in Bobo, and he's been a constant member of team we say even before Hugo Bruce. No, old team no. Line up we say I was sharing from Bafana. Yeah, Oma used to line up with huge consistency from the AFCON. Almost games on the ball, but few changes. Modiba, and then opposite number. Koliso Mudao. These 2 players and our players we drew boys we say Anamaka Mohamed Hudu. And also Shoshono. 2 players we say 2 players are my bought for South Africa defensive backline for a very long time, for about 5 seasons in running. They've always been there. And 4-1-4-1 a formation and Mexico the paper game. What do say Alvarez we say Manchester United didn't come recently, if you've heard of the story. On the bed the lone anchor. Look, we have always been thinking of 4-2-3-1 or double pivot, but the catch also be about 4-1. So 1 now or as a lone anchor. Okay, Anthony Annan. Or money they want ball lone anchor. Naturally, I bet you are really carrying in another goals or walk renew too, because on try halfway line. Oja attack and was stay behind like the Mikel Obi type 4-1-4-1. Naturally, they don't really go beyond the halfway line. Oja game no coin. So Mexico having Gutierrez and Lira right in front of Alvarez, and they'll be going for 4-1-4-1, convertible 4-3-3 with 2 sharp wingers. Imagine it, say this Jimenez guy, the only thing South Africa will have to do is commit a lot of errors or much more. It's much experience. When they kind of Mexico about major tournament and was sober. na your line up we bibi enka bibi ankyerɛ Mexico hweponum on fi obia
you jafo showa
on World Cup say your economy qualify kra o me peka to be another one goaler a share Guillermo Ochoa me hu say goal na hye no Messi goal no buffer for no 2022 World Cup no he's been one goalkeeper on Rafa Marquez scored 5 or 6 different World Cups. Keeper will say no, so chase that same record. They've always been representing L3. And once again, maybe Rangel the best started their mom, but Guillermo Ebenya no. This game, me score line be 2 I'll be going for 1-1 in this game. Me who say game I'll be brisa. Me name Obreno ne story no because World Cup say and then so beam kakra kasana obende. Lame Yamal enya me can say a rough season was Spain because of the Champions League in team. I'm gonna say rough season because looking at the talent, your season and I say such a profile. One test I was on the Dino coach to be bra. Yeah, now ubuse I was bay na OJ. But look, since Spain and me and do the last 4 of the World Cup, I mean only who free Ballon d'Or common. Now you are ball Usman Abasono. I said yes. The guy is growing. But we are the source. So say, measure some meeting at Jewy. And I'm saying, no, my Jumana did the Amawa. And I pressure on Makohifa. Because I'm not sure Ronaldo ne Nigeria. Why you're lucky, Papa, to enter me for Antoinette. But oh, why you're lucky.
Why you're lucky.
Madueke Ronaldo dey then Madueke opportunity.
Madueke so onye player obi beto Jesus o control.
I say ball no say S3 o. So say dey na no bukano. Enye say dey papa o. Na obi na S3 no who is S3? Say S3. Oh. Now watch you go.
Yeah, the one beto Jesus o control Madueke go chiri.
Oh baby chiro.
Obi beto Ronaldo Jesus ya control ni anaze o beto Jesus control.
Tournament we na me hu say.
Wa money.
No anya lucky.
Money ye
enye Ronaldo ni Messi tournament said ya na omiru be face no Alvarez Mbappe Haaland be Olise mo na Ronaldo no obi kan na you keep laughing
say wo say wa nye lucky Steve wo say wa money ye
odru ha no Steve odru ha wan che de ntia Ronaldo me
o so mini
Wanya lucky, yeah.
Wa money,
Ronaldo anya lucky.
There is the opportunity.
Wa money,
oh, na say we they say players more now.
There be wa money, oboni ya go beshe.
And I say you say no beso.
The body orientation it because wa anya lucky say. Born wa money.
Madueke so wa money.
Asan aboko say corner kick o say den. Sanfa ba kono mo yi ni tu. Wa money, enye CR level ni. Ono ye nim so ya bad way. But
well, my tournament in Angasan started. No bonus here, no one can. So we friendly.
Said friendly match. I was last time saying. Friendly woman here.
So me make us a Black Star was
okay.
Me make us a Black Star was
okay. First time give it test too. Yeah. So what the call boss? Yeah, I can't test you. Him saying her mind day boy say no way. Her mind day.
Boy, baby is you.
What's it? And you way back on one.
Well, now boy, you eat free food. You sleep in better hotel.
Mosanje made na so.
Would you be our boss? Your opinion outside the mouth.
Whoa.
Yes.
How money?
Oh no, so me who say Ronaldo anya like in rabat. Obenya the chances.
Well, I knew me that say. Meza, Bray.
Yes,
we see what money, we see what anya lucky.
It's the World Cup day.
The ball was flying in the air like shoo. Boys, we want to Messi for any say
yo, Mr. Kra. It's the World Cup day. Now, subsequently, free and equal day. Young come with brevity now. Be factor World Cup no more. Especially looking at the games maybe on because the one match won't mean sorry, not to mean better. But yeah, we are also promising them one thing: say you best start rollover. Yeah, rollover no. So apart from the normal codes we will give to you, you know best rollover in your rollover 5 hours there be and fan show to say 3 hours rollover. A rollover about 3 room.
between 1.30 to 2 hours and you know daily. It is when you brea and a boa and found whom Jimubi. You know more about 3 for 1 every day. Because you calculate the World Cup is going to be played over the next 30 days, which is 1 month. In even a single day, you can even get 2 rollovers from us. What they mention as no, dependent on how it goes. After 10 days, obeti me usika na de aka ne asesa no omomo abotre nkwane ne omudili yawo omomo ni abotre ne de momo de ne wo ho momo de na de bi edi kai a
me catch you say
we de bi so ni abotre
so 14 8
say na say momo de ne wo ho
18 de
ya say momo de momo de ne wo ho
de me be say me dini beto fo aka so ene be shareholder.
Oze, there were 3 types of people no be delay afi. E wo work up.
Me sheni nyina mu bi.
The wo uni abotre for 1 1.3 wo.
Na me akwese some mu di 24 hours. Hwe.
Idi yaw, omo eni o be call the long bet wo ho. Ana omo eni o be call daily 14 ni 10 ni 18 no.
No me hu nu be code matches ne makoma ku 50. Na me say hey, eni o be chewo.
Eli 34. Ani omo abotre. Ito omo abotre de ndie. Analyst near Tiani na yebe ketra boom. Ye no I roll over no. Na bibi etimi ay.
Yeah, that's someone here roll over that massive.
Yeah. Now I think sir Mexico hosting the World Cup and playing the opening game is significant. The reason why it's significant for this particular World Cup no, ejina empempi enyoma esiwa bakosembu. Newton Ekasano, or said this will be the 3rd time Mexico hosting the opening game or hosting the World Cup. Na say na FIFA maranite before 2006. In 1970, Mexico bought the opening game against Soviet Union. Say ka Soviet Union mrebi atwam na certain European sided or Eastern European countries bi akeka omabom abeba ako. Itina Serbia mu nyina wo mu bi. Czechia mo be ne na mu bi. Croatia be ne na mu bi. Ani aka mu nyina bom ana mo boy. That match ended goalless. In 1974, and Mexico bought the opening game of the World Cup. Because near Shembra, from 1974 to 2006, say opening game of the World Cup Nibianebe a match between a former winner of the World Cup and Nippon in the group never was a match. Itinabe Kaya, the opening game of the 2002 World Cup was the famous game between France and Hawaii. Senegal. Meboa. Number 2, another famous game in 1990 World Cup. I want Cameroon cost shock Argentina no. Because Argentina were 1986 World Cup champions. Boy. So sana na mrani nyina akwakoye. Brazil played the opening game of the 1998 World Cup. Omone Scotland. Anomo share omo. It is from 2006. Ana mrane best say everyone mo dey ban anim ne de obi a host nation bia no una be di ka bo the opening game of the World Cup. So abakose mu no, this will be the 2nd time our Mexico history mu a ombebo the opening game of the World Cup e wo mo ankasa soye so omo ankasa soye so the first one ended goalless, the second one enyo mo na boy, the third one anomo boboyi. Na omo ye kuro ba ko a omo ni abakosem ni yentimu de enti a yentimu ni nie because in 1974 eba be si 1970 any de omo city hosti World Cups ni di hu djuma no 1974 kra de na sebi enyoma nheda nkoye emfama omo in terms of omo djumadi a omo di ni okromo no na akoye ntokwa bebrebe beba be pie mu on 1986 before 1986 World Cup yaw na Mexico as suffer a fate of an earthquake. Before the World Cup, people thought Mexico cannot host the World Cup because the Mexico City no earthquake hit you mono eku nipa over thousands. So people thought said there be I didn't see the yentimi hosti. But do you know what makes it historical? Because it is one of the most famous World Cups. The one of the most famous World Cups near say one. After the earthquake, the opening game was between Bulgaria and Italy. The opening game, no, not the president of Mexico, near friend Miguel de la Madrid. Anoba stadium one supporters in Asha, so Muko Kwapa, nipa over 100,000. See the B. papa kronumu ayedin we are say what me akwaje World Cup the abasi embe hosti. So I was asking myself questions. He say, in the first place, you argue with your president. He said World Cup now akofa but money nyen because must fair fit. On the opposite side, must I excited. They say ekro bebre ababe piemo including Diego Maradona. Say Oba Mexico no matter World Cup because a lot of these people want to see him. But the sa and a papa ni the free stadium omu huru na mani pie koye. Koye first game ye the sisi so Italy ahye de ko. That same World Cup in the famous hand of God. Diego Maradona edenensa ekopiabo edeto netimo. So that World Cup is most of the time remembered because of what Maradona did, what happened at the opening game, and at the same time how Argentina became the champions of 1986 World Cup, led by Diego Armando Maradona. Fast forward, 3 countries Zimbabwe hosti. Because the last time two countries, you know. Obekasa about Korea, Japan. You free one my buy in BBM. We're 3. You BM, the first of its kind, 48 nations. The last time a World Cup on the African continent, Mexico soon as about the opening game on the South Africa. Game ended 1-1. So these are 2 teams that are intertwined. But the last 10 results of the last World Cup opening games in Ayame Pesi Eshadi Kakra. It is very interesting. In 1990, 1-0 Cameroon kosha Argentina. Argentina were defending champions. Over 94, Germany eshe Bolivia by 1-0. Germany were defending champions. Brazil share Scotland 2-1. Now Brazil were defending champion. France elusu to Senegal. Now France a defending champion in 1998. Then we heard Germany Costa Rica. Germany share 4, Costa Rica 2. South Africa and Mexico 1-1. Brazil and Croatia 3-1. Russia and Saudi Arabia 5-0. Qatar and Ecuador 2-0. We have results in the last 10. Emubian one more are ending in a goalless draw when it comes to the opening game of the World Cup. That brings us to history. Say why and the first goal of the World Cup 2026. The reason why I knew Tinka Shabalala didn't here say opening goal no game na real 1-1. But Obia kai the opening goal Shabalala here. Nobody forgets about that. Meaning the World Cup and its opening goal are very important to its history, especially when this is the first time ya bono kroma kumiensa ya kabum so omomobo. Everything that around the Shabalala goal felt so natural, so natural. Obia forget it. The rest of the game, what other coaches bear? Once they have you go and they Mexico for neighbor. And the last time Omushia and Mokaini Power take Canada South Africa, Mexico, Okaini Pakro. Rafael Marquez. Rafael Marquez is the current assistant coach of the Mexican national team. On your money and back to back, almost say South Africa. But yeah, Michelle DBD will list the last 10 results in terms of the opening game of the World Cup. Omoma Kose shock as part African teams. Cameroon 1-0 against Argentina. Senegal 1-0 against France. Mexico and South Africa 1-1.
South Africa for a bit me IBB.
Because the last 10 opening games are involved with an African nation at the World Cup. Omun Lusubi. It's a very interesting statistic. That is the reality. Say African nation in Kwane involved in the opening game in the last 10 opening games of the World Cup dating back to 1990. The 3 times in Africa winning 2 Bako IND in a draw. This is the moment for South Africa to also prove themselves at Hugo Bruce. Most Newton had the tactical part. These key players Temba Zwane, Mokena, Wumunina Bako Imbokazi Munina Babi. Ebabebo. But is this the best Mexican national team you've ever watched? When you Giovanni Dos Santos mo Mexico ni biu. But in the face of their supporters, they will need to prove a point. In which the last time Omuni bought the opening game of the World Cup, and so no one team and say go, Omuni Soviet Union ombo goalless. So the quality, the consistency of history in such a competition today either can be rewritten or it will continue. I think Mexico will threaten. but South Africa can do something in this game. Because Tembiano, the Africans tend to frustrate. Subsequently, the other games will prove how strong it is. But then, Yabako show opening ceremony, no, what they will be preaching, what they will be talking about. A true opening game saying, "Nibiana born in Kwa." Yeah, the stories that are being told through the acts, the dance, the music, are very important. Should we have California or no can you feed that you really enjoyed? It was very interesting. We would love to see the cultural background of how some of these results turn out. And yeah, we will be there to watch what Mexico represents, what they are about to give us, and what the future will hold. Tiene will be antamuchuku kawakuma to yem. Free namia be much na so no. You hear biano. So also the benya bibi kakra will bring it to you. Yeah, away from the World Cup. You see, football na say. Actually, let me say FIFA and fan and see for my new say. And then
say almost say medical be IFAB almost changes nibi. That and that bene ya what say was the last week or but my be say won't mean delay seconds be operation of almost say corner na yeah be ba na mo create scene. Abegupon we mia we sebi ni bolo we mo sa concert no almost
so is it the World Cup we na ebebo no yeah I think say utifi na wo hwe ati asem we say di say you wouldn't love a lot of things that will go on obe frustrated baby yeah ma me no bi mbu be fu kakra papa no mbu be fu kakra say referee na wiaye but you see there have been a little bit of changes when it comes to now the law say they cover the World Cup. Ebini dey say a World Cup aye ko be say ko substitution na wo free bench na ba na say the free park na so pie no wan pie ntemu a yaw wa free nchen be wura mu no be gina nchen 1 minute iti enko ka say referee na wiaye ana nipa no ama na amamu ntem ana wa hyeda da bi emra na sisa because FIFA believe say the amount of time a ball na da park so a ye bono esua the enti a wo twes Kaba Stadium mu nya antics the enti a wo twes Kaba Stadium ne ball na da park ne so e ba bebo o masa ahye mra say so bi Prada Park ne so amuntimi nso am hu nyina nkogu bench won ko kasa mu no kuti coach's instruction yam prema sa de ni bi nkoso so there are a lot of things it's in a ball no credit ball na no new team be explaining the technology behind the ball any the one person your city ko outside and nay corner kick kra no say va ne behwe bi say no kre say ball na e corner anase na enye corner on behwe ni nyina ebema na you boring kakra for the first 5 to 10 games but I think subsequently when he moves forward na players ni nyina adjust to it you enjoy the tournament obe enjoy na ya the tia na make say FIFA omo ye sanyoma we nyina se sanyom ba de ba ko pe na aka ya ade aka ne say ene ye bu amanfo bu kata so dodo because Elliot Anderson here dey 126 million pounds
nipa na wona ade no
ya be ya we
more man you see omo de omo value boy no 80 million pounds ya man you know man you so value Elliot Anderson 80 million pounds
nobody is indicating
say say obeti asama wo sisia obe say break it Declan Rice and move to Arsenal of which omo J 110 million pounds and then first na the akana about 20 million pounds na bonuses
so 130 enkomo na wudi no eto asumu
I didn't know
no ye omeba eto asumu na emum ye will be a friend say ubu obi and ye will be a case where the realistic price of a player and I think say some time ago FIFA simuka say agents ne kan obi na ma players ne prices cause due to omo commissions omunya wo deals no it will be ka omo raise concern bi by mineral ne women's ne kabom ekọ kasama the agents for no e ma FIFA twetwe ne na ase kakra ana FIFA atena say asa adwen wo say there be omo propose something like a release clause dependent on player no ne ball ne san yoma no na mo de aba be shame any kwa say bro this cap and I say just to revert back to the olden days how players were supposed to be bought
release clause no the who player no I will sign a club no na mo betena say
no maka say any kwa say more than see and na FIFA mo di won komo say betimi a reflect because yaw Elliot Anderson owo Nottingham Forest wo de yen ka no krenkyere no kre pa say wo Nottingham Forest na mu na obo no dear no the Nottingham Forest aye with the quality broad draining to assess also call for 126 yeah no yeah you name say found we all know yeah you tell him no be say the sellers market we all know yeah you know be a new watching here who if you cry him say the autumn na dey na bob better so but sometimes let's be realistic about certain things and I think that is where a lot of things I was saying me Alexander Isak 125 na me tiana me dream one me tiase Florevet 120 na me dream one na me tiase because nay busa won say ka Cristiano Ronaldo 80 million pounds now ko be for say it is strange the way on your city capiko no yaw say FIFA fan na yan simu a average players within the next 3 or 4 years will be going for not less than 100 million pounds no average players oh na omo ye hu ni so omo no e good na omo ya ade no e ko for 200 if things are not cut short. If things are not cut short, now where 120 Madrid in top play, be out to play. Who PSG play and what the boss say? Yeah, FIFA should be smart about some of these things. A boni yard also.
FIFA na so just.
A can't be na. It will be a Todd Bolly as na metiasi no. Todd Bolly ba Chelsea no say there be. Onko for you buya dodo. It will no before answer na nipa ne be movie kura kwe. No akofa no.
I'm the amortization do muhunu ye o.
Ozo o the amortization today ya. Oba ko Kelly Otande no man man Nottingham Forest answer.
Yeah.
Baby o bi a say 40 and 50. No na kwa kofa. And sa na say clubs ne be ye. O met tete o mu a wo go fa no a wasi atira ko fa bi.
Mate, meza. Ma Steven Sombra, Steve Bray.
Yo, medasi. World Cup near Basel now. Shadrach, you know, in here also. FIFA statement here, Messiah can't answer me. You see, I don't think I had a solution. So FIFA, I per se, obey a dialogue. Near debate here. Me jitum say there are even years. In the Kwanzaa Ballon d'Or award, you know, you organize it because there are years a player be any who deserve Ballon d'Or.
That's the move be.
That's what's the move in here because Dembele ni omo ma beje last 2 years. Aniema yehwe pa say the world footballer of the year no. Me nye sure say omo ben ho. Until Ballon d'Or no kra no I wasn't care ye suspend the year be. Ni yehwe say enya the real baller of the year. And so the award na amano. But FIFA goes ahead to organize no the ama. I didn't think a World Cup no. Yebe shall see FIFA advert or ye. Or ye some faces of players na dene. I didn't hear.
More dumb.
But who are you no crowd who organize no? Who the faces been a pulling in Crofako? Into Portugal for games on Babone say tickets near sold that because of who Ronaldo. Ubenya Bruno Fernandes view. Vitinha so he has come of age. But the fact is that it comes to play for player to perform to a level area see any be ban ho and into this can be a better no so I do not think say FIFA so atena se adwene ho ehun no kwan a omofa so yes ani ma ni nyina. So I agree players be wo ha sika ye de ekota omo no omo deserve. It brings back the question are the net sign na bedru first no coaches were giving time. Clubs were producing players from the academies and doing very well. And there is no time. Until Ujitum is Manchester United for me to my the 1992 one. They will not do that. Because competition na be keener. So when you be or ya dear kakrebi a fractional talent be near the Sikakesi. Near Kofanaba. Chelsea the Sikakesi and the Kofa a Mudrik. Tumrika traline. Who cross the ball or they are trashy. Into we are sure say. Nka was a Liverpool Tisika Koto Trent Alexander-Arnold. Kazikasen on the baton for the quality. But he came through their ranks. So you bedroom pointer. Coaches need to be given time. Send your beya on most of these talents. And they Rio Ngomoha on share that more a top quality, consistent base. But when would the hype around him?
Say a seasonal club no more the money from so I think it will be obey.
You get it?
Yeah.
So sana football net here. Owners in Nimre, supporters in Nimre mo bia. We all want to win. And the opposite we need there. And here Elliot in able. Why consistent? Why interceptions 8 in the season? And here Yanko Fanamra. The all tournaments who say on OG League ni be nye you won't even call Champions League. And you already ni sika no aha. So I agree with whoever is against that crazy sum of money, valuation of players. No, I think something ought to be done about it. But no cause I'm say untimin kasa o pege edu silly and release clause na be a say. Player now but it say Isaac about Liverpool. The performance will wait me the original Liverpool and him say don't sell me. Wa bra first season wa shegu. Inti ukodru season bi na wo perform na Barcelona Real Madrid e ba. O say mami miem. I don't think so be ejuma. So who aspire to be at the very top, it comes with a consequence, a price to pay. And that is where we've got into. Obo FIFA president presser no. Now I can't say. I think say Oko England how now we redo omo. Almost say the number one hypocrite we are say and papa no. Sign Neoma wa yeninti. Ya opeka say on the eve of 2022 World Cup no. Okoye presser bisa. No say I feel gay, I feel Muslim, I feel an African, I feel immigrant, I feel whatever. Yeah. And now I was say in 2035, or you 2 years a British journalist ne ebusa no question no. England never hosted World Cup no. On or no as a FIFA president, or no never England who to admit and who to reject ana. But in 2018, Vladimir Putin went against Emre or Hoshesha Emra for say. So be to tickets. Now when you fun idea, you man free and visa entry to Russia for the World Cup sake.
Kata for also a compromise.
Yes.
Omoni money be said be fans ni be tin about Kumo.
So as part of requirement to be a host of the World Cup no. So when you to say open so be a dia, it is a global showpiece. Into who feels our man, I am so dear to you, into whom pese ubia beba hodia, then don't bid for the World Cup. Into Vladimir Putin confirms visa free system for the 2018 World Cup. Mommy, the next image, I say presidents pick up their fan ID. Now fan ID we all far almost 2018 or transportation in around cities bono. It was free. Putin, nene government, over for hoka. Into the US for year, and yes, I say first time nearby competition, even see or baby other. Oh man, one castle or quartana, and you send your walk up now. No, I applies up as go US. Into papa na dear now, you know. FIFA, anya dear. Sikana de omu reki in millions of dollars. We need the omu I think $9.3 billion dollars. But Samba retain a 10 because Sikana obenyano or bechemu 2.7 billion at the Amamada Association. Nti one and two mano. Nti FIFA president we dear. When ye because the Nipa na okoma omano peace price no in December or starting January. No, they to pay share my Wontumi. So he has gotten the whole thing wrong, but it's Trump. Yan kanasem. Intimin kanasem. Ti papa no. Em say wa pocket na kakra. But the AC ne there. The AC 2 previous World Cups in and say, omo go system for people to come and enjoy and experience the World Cup. Nanko wati bida. Say nkremu mine. Mundi want to turn your massy because omu call in for the work almost okay. Ye my idea. Ye knew to say obenomsa. Nampo say wakotomuntentai. Nemum ya here designated areas be. Omu can say they don't want to see anti-Huan LGBT flags. Namo kasa. so mu tietie nipa fa ahodie so na referee no obedi World Cup ne de tietie an fa ahodie terrible
serious idea because or the best referee on the continent.
Yes.
And I have bought a reaction in our World Cup or visa. What drew Krunumane so Memphis say arrival.
Yes.
So when I say no.
Yeah.
On a terrorist on a wall.
Na terror ben a chance and kwara 168 wo school musuya de. Near the bomb akotuma mu nyina wu. Ana omo check in no guta bomb bi hye no ho a. You see, a moment, a idea, one shall name in a lifetime, he has to relive that moment.
And the ama more now want to say FIFA and say, and US and Kwane hosted the tournament.
Yeah.
So say, our entry to US and ABR, or Mama and Quanti, matches I ball Mexico, Canada, no matches no crown referee be on more game will be deep.
Yeah.
This say be omo born area by this time will be aware say the second game, the third game in a media. I feel be a technical study group no be we ne be do so matches and ke be stage wo Canada and Mexico ne there. Anya nko betimi edibi. So mo change a run for base. From US to Mexico there. Why not same for a ton?
I see Iran for no. Muntimi nda America ma de enchemo. Ti mo matches ni draw mo fly for Mexico. Mobo wie pe na masan fly back to Mexico because we could see that way. If you have your issues with the land, the people, omunye will be via. So I think Adi will never cause a lot of changes in the future of the FIFA World Cup. So I feel so only your mind be a problem, and as a result, you can't admit them because only more problem. Then you don't have to bid for the World Cup. Obi no hodi asha okon nti Iran for be ball mo match wi a se Kumasi no obo na obo wi a fly back to be a Togo, which is not fine. So FIFA president no I was expecting say Khalid obe show a bit of sympathy, apologize for, but the response na che say papa na no usuru no na ontimi nka anything against or no because wakokasa ono kra ebeba aba against no Crawford say Portugal boys no more for Ronaldo said ebe yo nso be win World Cup no the Ronaldo achieve world soccer me say onhia World Cup trophy no to prove to anybody say he's one of the greats to have played the game.
Okay,
but so what kind of say it's a save Mexico 2022 no say wa moshi and what team an omokoji. Okay, their first game against Saudi Arabia, they lost. He needed to gather boys back and play and win the subsequent games. So he was very integral game now, my boy, at a very World Cup. But yeah, one thing, certain life, you can't always be who you used to be. And then a papa be didn't be Canada. Ya wazi yeko sorry ya wakasa sa nso yeko edemu anti no say akos ya sha se na nyesa na ti o ne yini baby Ronaldo edru no
na ono cry no 40 years
Charlie
41 cry
into hwe the movement take person ye ade ne wom but ma of Isaac asem ni bi ni into for Ronaldo to win it. He will also
41 years. He 41 February.
Yes, he has to also contribute. Send your Messi akoye Canadian. We typical Ronaldo. What did can cry Lufthansa? What drew what crazy?
Now Steve, me cry still no. If you Ronaldo are 41 years, me fan so a prolific.
Yeah.
A far better chance attackers be
me
many because some of these guys now can make no finish and cry a problem.
Send the reaction no ni nyina ko nyini Ronaldo, we were Jeffrey himself. But on TSSR, he doesn't need the World Cup. Say, fine. Okay. But when more so is so obsessed with a dear Bakubi, one shall not man for Eddie Bay mean. Chabo ya boy, baby or wa, Onyani, ebiniwe. You see, typical Ronaldo. Oh, Bema, baby. That is the nature of life. Nyame yene sa wa anya sa ke nipa be huri omomens we gina nyame kon ze maza ya hoden. That is the nature and the reality of life. mmerɛ bi bɛduru kotodwe no bɛhyɛ ase ayɛ mmerɛ
ntumi fancy si wonya ibi
dabi
adensan ka me bodin kotodwe emre dia so problem
the living moment now na be catch one day it will
okay wo me da say Steve still live on Wontumi TV digital ne satellite and so anope Steve share wenema doc na ne doc ebedin komo sisi na fi ya baba share na share car for no I'm say one injury I have players in the pa so ye no na you be calf muscle strain at times it be bad you see player when you calf muscle strain Sharak tia we ni koi mama na enti doc mama to okay say won so ho ye dey
fancy no ya pa yankopon adom bia ye kama
dey ready I say
yeah
Mrs. na ho ye dey oh okay well the next 10 minutes yani doc pakiki hono wunya injury a obekọ player obobo ana you prani bo krana said doc mekem say CND bi omo so won anticry tomato obehu yes player nya domestic injury it means we feel na ebi e pan ha so prade it me bat anytime so now say you share calf muscle strain
yes
yankwe
and e be calf muscle strain see a calf no dia enyina yenim say onantu ha no ene na ye o calf no na de enti ama ene ye hwe calf muscle strain no ene say eye player ye friend say Neymar enyina yenim say Neymar de Brazil omo football abakose mu no on the leading top scorer or sign Pele mu nyina ho na onya calf injury abra ya name no say obeka World Cup squad ne ho na onya calf injury Brazil friendly matches are omo bo nyina you know ontimi nyadan ontimi mobi but he's hoping so betimi I get it back na wa join the team na nti na ama ene ya fato ye ho say calf injury na Neymar enya ye ne beka ho asem any other players nso so omo so atimi enya that injury ni bi well ye hwe calf injury na e wo na tu ho no ye wo muscle e friend say gastrocnemius muscle and the soleus muscle sa muscle no nyina na ka ho e ma ne form the calf muscle no etu hu picture no wa ha obo say na no ye be kan Achilles tendon ho asem e wa ha enti ene na ye wo nan ni ti ho no ba wo nan ni ti na ba so kakra ba wo nan tu ho no that muscle na e form wa ha na e friend say gastrocnemius and then the soleus muscle no
okay
enti no both of them coming together and they forming the calf muscles now you person ya tia say say calf injuries no esitie na say player bi or stretch and say o tumrika pa no what pain e won na ntu ho no e betima ba ne say or stretch ye over stretch ye and say e bi an explosiveness ne ye too much and intino e betima ma muscle fibers ne bi aye dey e bi atetete na gastrocnemius muscles ne say containing high proportion of the friend say fast twitch fibers your fast twitch or slow twitch but fast twitch na no timi ma who speed up we nema bebre nti most of them no e wo ho nti ama nitimi absorb a lot of force nti the first say absorb a lot of force na betimi ama injury tima den aba ho na muscles na wo ye calf no so very important because onantie mu umrika tuo mu so pese wo huri kosoro if wo huri na wo si form kra na say no be say abe landing nyina no muscles na for me a very very important role and a common injury any injury about once been a hu there be a title players ne pa but so hu ni ntama and e obetimi asia no afi yen hwe kwan e fasoba kwan e fasoba ni bi ni say ebia ura one warm up here na at once na ya bobo bia to na di speed o kwa kofa ye he wingers ne mu bisa ye bobo ne to ha ye ma troopers bisa na di make kwa kofa just sudden acceleration no etimi ma o develop that kind of calf injury ne bi and sudden deceleration is a would dimrika pa na o pesa o stop it at once stop no no etimi ma unya this calf injuries no after so no say bia uhuri kosoro pa ye no that force na o de be propel ho akono and also etimi ma unya gastrocnemius 10 ne bi and after so no directional change wingers now mo dribble bebre no mo dan ha la mi mu die no
Williams mo Rashford no me
exactly
Michael Olise mo die no
yes and half a midfielders ne so no aha mo so mo stretch a lot e bi abo obi fa ho stretch o pese oje any other those kind of direction changes ne ade no eno so timi ma those muscles na ho na ho timi ba asem overstretching eno so ye di kan aka ho asem deda afi eno so no the seriousness no your grades send your all others no your grades no from grade 1 na say te be yan kitinkiti bi afi na asha ase den eba wo be feel discomfort kakra e wo ho ha wo 92 ho no be feel discomfort but no nche say ati complete but bibi asha ase ye den eba ho enti ho no de within some 1 or 2 weeks be na betimi asi anokwan e de
am a conservative treatment in be
yes conservative treatment no with grade 1 and now with grade 2 no kra no betimi the conservative treatment aye ama na kwa ma ho atimi ato ba grade 2 ni de obe start ya Philippine pa
okay
and now for bo say ho na asa ho no kakra aha na je say te no kwa achi afi grade 3 ni na che say afi the pain no ano na ye din na ne atekra na ahono Moses ne ye bulky on enti se etia ebi wo ho a odo sakra kan obehu se ase tokro bi abeda ho aha because ho na ate no ebe ba be visible a odi wani ekra be de ebehu se tokro bi abeda ho ha that means na is a grade 3 na is a complete tekra na is ade na den ate aha so this is how the grading no esitie and after risk factors ne de o age no mfie ne ko wani mu no such injuries need to me ba etina ya amafo bebre adma a player like Cristiano Ronaldo no because the age no was really but ohwe ne husu ye pa even though most of the injuries no age related but on one time nye dey one time enya bi but as you are aging no you are prone to getting this after when your previous injury or that likely say betima sign aba so Moses ne mu ayemre na say emu no it's not flexible enough and say likely so betima nya bi now the one kasa obetima ye one warm up here warm up there be koso aka so one warm up here na say Moses nya ready for that force na obetima ma no so aba and after training load no we a player I was say wo hwe ho so ye wa ha no it doesn't mean say chinchina chin I was say wo training amane bruce mo obi ehu say wo na wo ho na wo training there be I was say wo hwe o load and after that training no recovery very 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 important either training or after any game bia no nka at least uba ya no what ma set up ice kakra bi krado de obetimi do nan keke aguma na de agum na nka wada na body na repair ne ho but how they won't recover in place just after training now no de no hwekrum obechini sa enyumre on sign that enti no sa na enya de a ebeboa aha and after overpronation obo ho na ne nan no biomechanically no as enye straight sa ebe obetima chia kakra aha na say oye ayini sa bia ebetima ma won so why likely say ubenya sa injury ni bi now you hear symptoms kakra sudden pain ewo nantu ho and likely say wetimi enya this calf injury ni bi afa audible snap ade we very very important say bia udimrika pa ana say say football de den obi ho beka obi abetwa na wo tofom no mu an wo ti what is sound bi sana
was what is a bibia
yes what is a biaje te ana biaje pa na say so hu say bibi ati aha enti eno say very very important afa hu say ho na hono kakra na ho na dwudwi kakra na je say eno so possible say some of the symptoms no eno no wonantie kra na sesa na say these are some of the symptoms physically kra no ye inspection hu say swelling wo ho hu say abdiforme kakra ebi ana ye mia kakra bi hu say pain wo ho anya ade anka wo say ye mia won ti pain but ye mia na wo ti pain na palpation that means problem wo ho range of motion say no si dane wo nan no untimi endane ne sa wo ti pain wo ma na say no so problem e wo ho say e basa na e wo say sports mazes and say sports physios any sports medics for no e wo say e ko free police eba
no na mo term
yeah term aha I was here go for police eba na police we no say na enim say police need oba be chiw no yeah employ police ni we ama na ba be chiw na emom no e chi we ni de we injury ni na oba be den oba be chi no anytime a player be pra ye ko field ni so bia no ade e wo utrima ni police first of all you get the police ni acronym pini gyina hɔ ma sɛ you protect enti player no da hɔ na wadru hɔ no hwɛ around bibi wɔ hɔ ebetimi asen abɛ ha player no bibi betimi asen abɛ bɔ ne so wana bibi saa no and that is the protection no ɛno akyi no optimal load ebi ana baabi a wadru no ɛwɔ sɛ ofa player no de ne free field ne so nti wo fa na akɔ no ebi a ɔde ne nsa bɛto ɔno aso ne mu kakra na asɛ ɔtiatia so nkakra nti optimally no wo load ma ne mfa all the full load ni nyina nyɛ den engu ne nan ne so at that time no afei no wo taking out a obetimi ama na ice wo the ice no ɛto so a ɛno na gyina hɔ ma eye no ɛna si compress ɛwɔ sɛ wo compress ice na de ato hɔ no enti no sɛ okɔɔyɛ no ebi ana ade no abɔ no ama na duru sei ambɔ na ama na duru grade 1 enti wonya the ice ne to na wo compress na yɛ sɛ aka na amoa sei wɔn hu sɛ na ɛbɛkyerɛ no na wo compress pa na yɛ sɛ ayɛ na ama na yɛ sei a sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ ɛbɛtumi no a bɛtoa so ahili but wo gyaa no ɛma ɛti sei na wo ma ne tietia so na ɔde kɔ abɔ saa afei deɛ na upgrade ɛtwe na afei mu ne ɛtwe na afei deɛ abɛha agyen nti no wobɛ ice na afei wa compress wie a there is what you call elevation wobɛpagya wopagya saa na sɛ yɛ above the heart na ɛbɛma blood na ɛkɔ no reduce kakra sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a ɛma nsuo bebree ɛma megyina hɔ na ɛma ɔhɔ no nyɛ dɛn ɛnhono bebree eti no that is the acronym of police na yɛ use ɛwɔ hɔ no afei yɛhu sɛ Gareth Bale so one of the case studies a yɛhwɛ a ɔyɛ obi a wa struggle with calf injuries paa tama na ɔwɔ Madrid no ne problems a na ɔnya ne nya most of them no na calf injuries afei Thomas Vermaelen Barca center back no another injury prone player also struggle a lot with the calf injuries no afei physio phase ne de oba yɛbɛ hu ba Pakike integrated physical sports therapy and fitness center yɛbɛ hwɛ kama ama ɔho atɔ na afei yɛtumi aboa ma waba back to sports return to sports no yɛbɛ hwɛ sɛ you are without pain wobɛtumi a range of motion no ubenya ne kama na afei no ubetuma ayɛ all the exercises ɛwɔ sɛ woyɛ yɛbɛmo ayɛ hopping test ne adeɛ amo ho nti no
doc mo ho ne number no ɛna yɛ very necessary now
all right nti no sɛ oba Pakike integrated physical sports therapy and fitness center your number is 0241 28 77 25
that's right
0241 28 77 25 and now for 0555 203 888 0555 203 888 yo ahoma so high tension na say oba ho na o frɛ ya all the time na ye be accept o ye be address o problem bi ad be sports injuries any all other kind of injury ad be bia no ye be hwɛ na ya hwɛ de ama opa eti no I think say yeah the basic here fancy enti next year be ba no any other sports injuries yeah World Cup is starting no we'll be on the lookout we'll be on the lookout panty no any one be we say ye ba na ye be kan ho asem bia no e betimi so aba na afi ya be kan ho asem
mate doc ye da say
fancy
ye da say wo so ye ne Pakiki ana aye no sports injuries I was some friend number na mo ko prano nya wo bobo nko a ukwa America obu okra ofie create me to ti okwa ombehwe na afi o ma hwe ama aye ahoden so aba wo system ne mo wo abedwa form re na afi yentu aso na yenwie ensu e wo fie na quickly yenhwe babia omonso e de fene ya wadaniu
yes so we finally got into this stage and what happened on common boy
obviously no penalty ni na na no ayi semenyo ne atizigidi no
yes sir
minim say they be raise radio
about yeah oh my man chair coach
na o say ye na ma atizigidi because yempe case a obekwa mistake na Ghana for be san so asi so
no cre
nti say ade a wonimu asabi wo say de wo to dame don no gina chire no nyeso wonim to chen o but to me chiro say bia we ni na wate obi kwakwa
that's true
but wo tena say wo to so different
and very very key from the comment he said oh penalty at the tour some of your so chance no you don't play in the Premier League na ultimate tour man and we needed to discuss that very very sensitive though we all agree but we need to discuss that but what happened finally about Bedru say the Ghana phone hwehwe betumi anya a very good game and yet Panama being your first fixture or championship we say no Panama the 3 year pa if it had been Croatia or England and Caribbean can say big countries and I echo sure 1-2 but imagine Panama dear at least only to 2 England and Croatia one a difference is woman and
we dino na momode kan me say no through Panama no
makasa happen but the person trying say
born level no
say 2018 no Croatia call final on France then 2018 okra no England so call semi 2022 Hurricane call for top scorer of the World Cup and then 2020 the no 2022 now Hurricane sao and on England ko achiri pa na the imagination said this time Abia Croatia to me near the in the previous 2 editions but they will still come knocking very very harder. Now England dear on because they also have a generation or more full of quality or more squad. But talking about Panama, I didn't say Panama bar 2006, 2018, 2010, whatever World Cup Panama about baby. Yeah, you can't be about Panama. Nay, the Panama Canal. Omo ship no. Omo trade route wa.
And I said the daring gap.
Panama there. Oh, the Panama Canal. Omo no makwa jata so say. Omo ma betwem ha. We tua taxes. Apart from canal ne. The gap ya
mash Panama go
board dear me ya nyini banyina you touch chewing gum about to suit and the was me animu Panama player bi
new see me to the mu kan nyina so but what I'm saying is so what the Black Stars are born at the world stage ni penhwehwe ni mu aze omu hia kesefo na no mo che say ye nimbo but say nketwa na ka efu se be wie ne simple no sana we dey na kwa
yeah
you go 206 and check your second on the FIFA ranking and the FIFA table you need US more you need Serbia more you need Australia more so
the all can say so no
because Panama na you can say and she no share ya I feel e ba be hia ma settle
but on farmers at England and Croatia one farmers and Panama
enti na was a treaty Panama game no a must win
Panama no so no na make say say
hey World Cup
yeah Panama
so me tin bibia
Panama
mamu nka mo tiri mu nyomo ne sefu
Panama de ya
Panama
me na misro Panama but ebe be ho no masese ma adwene
me sure say Samri no mani abre a sa game na no be nyomo 3 points
it's an American
the Panama game no ntino
one so
omo underrate omo kra
one say the be omo be
ye fa ni agro kra
one say Panama for no so akodi nkomo say group no de o me fa 3 de Ghana because England the one is on
how many friendly matches na Panama boy yeah but just one
well
Panama no but 3 kra na me yeah sa fa ho okay
me sure we do yeah found now mo mu say dey be bo
training be young boys no I would have time and discuss on training no but by be imagine work akra na me hand over no time na aka no e kakra bi no yeah yenye serious na nyire ye ho yenye serious say obi ba be ka kire ye say Panama mo me ko boy even 1-1 kra no ya let's stop every discussion and say no you about 42 countries right 48 no they share say utminya 3 points plus some goals obako anim. So FIFA besa you top 8 the best third place you know besa you top 8 it this time we so nya 3 points plus healthy goal balancer obetumi akọ anim say ko to 3 we say to good ya Panama dia ya o yenkofie akoka de amane be de akobo Croatia and say England that is not to say we cannot have good games against those two countries we will and we must but the empesa me chene say group no kra no say dia akata wani ne ka say yiba ko a yawo o bon pese ka be Panama naka or the Japan be saw England and Croatia so they are saying e ke nkasa and say yensa gueti FIFA kro ya we kra no hwe me se me ka no kra pa na World Cup ya be ko nyina no utimi say we one of the World Cups FIFA wa yi on check 2022 there no 2022 omaye Portugal Uruguay and South Korea kan ho omo afu South Korea and no 3-2 2014 yaw okay group no 2014 kai 2014 group no 2014 ne Germany ho mo and about 22 no obema Uruguay and sama Portugal and South Korea bata
Serbia Australia say on South Korea na nke kan say bia o omo na nka
efuru bibi
we dey see
yaw omo sorry raw
to na make Panama dey na say mama
Korea for the fuye licha hwan
but 5 minutes bia to asokran
yaw but atizigi saves etuwe no South Korea o higher Panama o yaw me share South Korea ma help Panama for game na to aso be 5 times Yambo chan ye be rewe mama sorry when you say Panama o mama passes no mo bono the 8 year I had to a mass
and a short
pass no the omo pa o you watch the game omo say man for omo short pass 8 year omo pass the 8 year I had to a mass enti omo no omo for possession ye bibia
ulo bi boss no boni tinko ana wa chire why wo so
ya keep an pass 1-2 I no man send ball na ba o the Siva Cassie who would be trust of me your board or so. My trust of me your board or so. Panama for no, ya me say. Uja how come for them out. They don't among person by intercept my passes no. Strategically, among short sequences. Among trip passes in to them person say. It's a keeper to winger, keeper to 10, keeper to striker, son of Mobono, center back to center back. Among pass on center back to full back. Among pass on
I don't know how to say this every year. Brazil moving a couple boy.
My way, no, you know, who know boy Panama. Nasa blaster place na Ankasano. So mo Ankasa o man blaster a Panama for na $100,000 or money. Other executive no say backroom staff for no betima jo 100,000 but because omo no my juma
contract qualify ba World Cup.
Oh yeah, me say boys no so omo an shepa na omo Ankasa kra beka so omo nyesa eska. Panama you be show mu 2 we Panama na wo be hype no Ghana Panama 2 you be show 2 be ma usura dikan Panama yeah po man bi
na game no ya
na blaster
omo create 10 chances omo 9 crosses.
Oh masa Jadi on can you be sure?
10 chances. Emu 9 crosses.
Enyehu blaster be sure mo. Enyehu.
O dey fandom no na kan.
There be abo pia wo hu. Say referee nya na hweso. Ye nya abo pia wo.
Mo van twist wo so.
Ye nya abo ada uzuro. Panama. Ye be sure mo.
Born na born onim ne 4 and 5. Onim ne keeper kro be chi.
4 and 5 me ka 4 and 5 in chiro.
The other can be a come be can dey different.
There be and ono na me frɛ ho na minim omo ko bo na me ka chiro.
One best start.
4 and 5 no that be the obo adan Jerome there of Ajete started your boy you were enjoy
then I'm a boy Ajete house
there be
Mante let me city Mante Ajete miti city okay Ajete oh midfield no see both bench Caleb obo
o bench see okay it's a Caleb ne party
now I be neighbor
okay
controller
two near one senior
na senior ma we be obo come one ya dey China three ne dey say hono me kan political position timi nkan ho ase
e ban sana 3
whichever way no starting 11 abo ball 11
okay pepra be ball 3
okay so what ball ana goalkeeper ne hwan
me goalkeeper ne the Ziggy man
what bench Asai
w Asai you know Asai ne pese de no kokko jiska ye dia ye ne ati
okay so what we into 4-2 aka 3-1
3-4-2 maka 2
so what can you expose any party so waka 3-1
nimu hono me leading striker Brandon Thomas Asante
okay nti aka 3 no be gina Brandon Achino
Capito be gina nechi because
Jordan more 10
because 93% goal involvement you qualifies in nyina
okay so Capito nyina Brandon Asante Achino patro man nyina selection on the right
no me ball Fatal
okay
Fatal na semenyo aba ba semenyo no si e ball for 10 minutes na onya impact o game no man tranchen yem fa Manchester City 7 me kata ye ni za ball na oboma blaster onye hwe Atima about 25 matches or 34 matches.
43 goals.
Watch 3 goals. Unjustified inclusion.
Some say be almost more deploy ye.
Ye deploy no call Pep or no Pep baby open a Pep then a toy. I was so hearing who in the colours. See above 45 no anyadi. I call dressing more ma.
Wontumi.
A woman you ma mishim.
Tinyama will bench.
Because
it first 11.
It team got top foreign player now banner o more mono a form for no crowd and was rochel. So what did they make no? Aha. Into first 11 idea or one started. Fatals unya grono. And you know, we cut 2 days to the game, don't stop it. Serious business because we can't go for another consecutive tournament. The last time I Ghana there was tournament was 2019. And no crown ye free our run of 16 penalties. Tunisia and ye free. Yep.
I'll say a yard there.
Relatively.
Relatively 16 yeah.
You really about Ivory Coast. You can qualify from group. You bought Cameroon. You can qualify from group. And you call Russia, Qatar, you can qualify from group. And you buy Ivory Coast be you call Ivory Coast, you can qualify.
Cote d'Ivoire.
Ivory Coast, you can qualify from group. Last one, you can Kobe. And anyway, until we can afford to play with this tournament. Until I make us until I make us 7 or about 45 name far, moment and tranche. Send Naki make us a mamma fanonco. I know more than I call. It is a way because players are yakotoma bebo amabe boy nyina no
na sa odi nyama be yisemanya strikers you know
there be first game na Sunday special yeah more formula
what 3 points go
Sunday special
yes
you I feel now compare tactics no eduru ama tactics no
question okay agon wonu agon
Sunday special
Panama ya train no yawo ehia se be bu coach na mkre be bu na ma je train
into de nya wo 3 Panama na ye be fa near England about
draw. Panama share.
And I'm saying almost share.
Panama near draw beer.
Almost share. Almost share. But Panama share. You know, medical department no mo beju 100,000. Equipment for beju 100,000. Obi a watch back because my adwuma na we mu de ne on field.
I don't mean you 100,000 sir.
Me de minim de e ko de back.
I wonder who could to amount show.
O de em fa sir.
Say playing body names appearance you see. Who can see I will be the back.
Whichever amount or also homogeno or the into ya. My boys na there. So man to me and chef Panama. I'm far busy the course of the lander. Omo anka say 100.
As appearance with them say by this time crabia.
There be me sure say I wire to Musa. But Panama de Morgan and Ibian through.
Panama de would
Panama. There be usro. Panama de na show 2 goals in a man.
Clean sheet so you clean sheet a check.
On Comoros and I
you clean sheet so a check.
Hana Comoros bisfia Mozambique and I Hana Comoros bisfia afi ku wiase na mo di red card mo say dim ho agro.
Sansem na ya keka empanfo ka che o Beni dey say duro.
Panama friendly matches no mo bo an wo hwe. Set piece na you think come on. I know the share Brazil.
Me shebi. But ye hono enya adwuma. Blaster o. Blaster enya adwuma. Say omo share boys na njiska no. Omo njiska but ye be show. So that say.
Enra wa wo share the England game ni bia betro the starting lineup of the English national team so mba World Cup now. And I think say clear with what Thomas Tuchel here, you know. Now if Ghana don't do well in their first game, subsequently it puts pressure on them. Where Ghana bit may break the psychological aspect of BB able come into this World Cup here, the first game against Panama. Because England, Croatia, literally a 55%, 45% game between the two of them. With England, Jinabe 55%, Croatia, Jinabe 45%. It me pie man ye. So baby, I would do who be Jina. Panama is what target is almost person with the Ghana game. Because when we say Croatia, England, na adding, let us not put ourselves in a position like 2014 World Cup, where Anki beat me at USA. You acquire and your basa ma you lose that game no by 2-1. Then the second game pressure na so yene Germany, which is resulted in the third one. This is the probability. Unya 6 points are we are bare 99%, so be qualified to the next round of the World Cup. Unya 4%, 4 points are we are bare 85% assured, so bit ma qualify to the next round. Unya 3%, 3 points are we are bare 55% assured so betima qualify to the next round. The safe bet is get your first 3 points. The next 2 games, 5 for 1 point.
Oh, you 3 points against Panama, England, Croatia. May games are my means through.
And 1 point can even, games. Yeah, 1 point can even qualify as the best third place team.
Many points na say, but me say Black Stars no come major tournament biana. Omo ejom di so omo ya akesefo no. Ho na Ghana hwehwe ni mo ne ba.
Nana metie Carlos Queiroz during the send off.
Panama na yenyi gidi omso omo de say Panama de. So the new team na sia bre no fun bibi na the.
The reason why me hu say team ne nkoye sade ni ntia Panama the coach ogina bench. Yes. Carlos Queiroz in Yobia, he will look at some of these things and underrate it. He's too experienced. Yeah. The reason why this World Cup, because I'm meeting a statement during the send off for the Black Stars, or say after every single game, Ghanaians will be proud of the Black Stars team or Mashe. And I'm sure say it is not about the results. It is about Ahufama. Ahumbetimia done in such games. Yeah, what did they mention us? And he's too experienced. Maybe I'm a T. Friendly matches I have under Carlos Queiroz. Fem. Bako pay. But maybe I'm a GDA war. Black Stars team me free. Carlos Queiroz dabre but due to the level of experience when you're at the World Cup. Any baby on my body drew. That is where it is coming from. So if he says this is what we are going to do, I'm trusting his words. Because he has seen it before. Me man no ba bra me chini di yepaye. I don't know about Egypt no. If you go and look back where Egypt found themselves, I would ball the AFCON final. And baby or build it. Then Iran at the World Cup. I think on my last game against Wales. I show more by 1 goal to no. England in England show more by 6 goals to 2. Now her baby or fat team ni free by any the Oshishi team now. He is a man that would what and I who said this interview no ne yenuanom koye and I think it was Flashco Ghana. Utien in common or can one thing or see Coach Carlos Queiroz in the Black Stars team ebe make sure say obia egus da form
and the sunny pen
it will be down.
They also benching be also benching
down. But as a Ghanaian and tam nipa Tieti 9 and your wadrin so de koto nipa tenten kon. I'm telling you to manage your expectations. This is not the Black Star of 2006. This is not the Black Star of 2010. Neither is it the Black Stars of 2014. It is manage your expectations. And yes, be a team named Koyadi and Omukoshi. They are two different things. But manage your expectations. Said the bear bibi kusia one beye and na kasa bebrebe amu akuma bete.
What to me?
Nyabotre. Team na fe ni ehihye. Afe and ehihye ni to be a nyabotre. Results in the bar na positive. We will take it. If it is negative, we will come back home. You baba fee. It manage your expectations because minim the entire way trim says you could have Messi be and Ronaldo be or Blaster setup we move. And to be very honest with you,
so yes, so any Messi money do more.
And no. So you manage expectations.
That be yeah, manage scanner the moment you manage. Ya manage. You can say manage expectations.
Yo, Skaben wa manage.
Yo de yanko.
Wo de for kuma ko di akire.
Me fa ma kuma na akire but ekwaye say manage your expectation na kwa say results bi on pe bi on bebre.
Oh, David. Ya obi ani kasa.
Na me cho say.
Ba eme fa to ni pasu trim say ade na ye ko no ase ye koje
wo ka. Yen say ye koje. Yet and also nchezo mu nkodimu.
Ese Philadelphia cry sa wo.
No nchezo mu nkohwie.
Sese o Philadelphia.
And no nchezo mu nkotwa.
So say last match no Philadelphia. Ya say bompa ya mai. What's the last match no Philadelphia? Yeah. Last match no Philadelphia.
Kwan bia so.
Ti ya say ko board ya ko jempa ya so Philadelphia.
As a sports minister ko.
Ai.
Ne nyina hia men kama kuma.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what's the you try what's the you try to do?
Boys we are can say boys we can so born me so wa ha beka ye ne power specialist in nkomo ye manage expectation bia na uni aboko de
nyame adom fancy nyame adodoko ye
okay
say ayi kan akomia kan ye manage expectation say na dey try no aka no your Philadelphia your players you say the whole world kwa na just here fe
what you say
ye manage dey be ya kwaje ka apo na ba ya timi anye a omo fe yesa samre yen
Yankwe
me da se fancy yanchia ya hwefo pa awie yin so na power specialist about hospital de sane yaka na musumu nim no ya yaresa eti no ya base ya ne wayi wasum ne watie sempa efo apom den ho ne nyina ne se obetima nya movement na niama so atimi akoyie ede ama wuntia na kompona ehye omanfo aminimu no odofo enye se ehunuhuna nkwara keke na manfo de yakaka achi wono nko na emom ewo implications ne complications so nipadua no so a ebetete wo aho nipadua no pa yie make say what we say woni enhyeda kora enye ewo wiase a wo ni nyina ya emotional science no so kire wo nipadua no se kompo no emfa asempa emre nipa no na emom power specialist about hospital da rumenti no ene kompo no yeyi asekansam ni mogyasam biara enim nwanwa na bro adwene ntiase so ni anti bi da nanso ene doctor Ohireyire Akoso adua ya ame yanya saa adum we ya ye kanfo dia mama fefefo nyina enei ball ye eti o mass abehye o minimu amene o mahofe edesan mu na o fefo ma bi so esre woduru se ya meka kire man mesrew yonko da no da yade emfa nsre wunua ana me sha se na make obi kura timi dia ye kaka o de hunahuna ne ba me pa wo chew unua na ne ho asem edesan mu no kire ne power specialist about hospital se fe yase kwan enwa kumasi ye ya putoja kwantempo no so ye ne Jazbo Police Station no ana edinhwe ni mu ye won kran ye kwabenya ACP kwantempo no so power bus stop one ya so ye takrade so ye Anaji Estate ahantama Rural Bank ni nche mu pe na ye mu asafo yi na omo so ho ofe entimi enedi bo ho so sa wo ba na so etu na mo bra na kompono ye hwe ho asam enkan fama ofise ogie wo ho na duro so wo ho a ye betimi asa amanetimi ayeyie ye ni mukra no ne waje abasobo edunia kire de ye nimisa waben na Dr. Papa say so de yana ho na etif hepatitis B na abetena nipa desani so abetena obrebuo mu ama ne virus adidi brebuo num ama brebuo no asem se wo pa ne atwamfoni bi da ho na hwo desani brebuo no obisa se we no obi a wawu brebuo ana se wada so won kwa wo home na so nchiranka nyankopon ene animonyam ne adom ode adom Dr. Ohireyire Akoso adua ya enam hahama ne nubuna so ama ene sa abrebo na yehu a na yenim sani da so wo mu no asa reverse ama foforo ya ba mu menkwasa ba mu biem na odasani etiase a na odofo watimu sampa aduro ewo ho na nyame so ye bi na doctor nso no ono so nyame ache na de ye kanfo di amount se bia wo de no hepatitis B no fatty liver nso de ne ho agim eti aye okodanda wo da enna mesi ade asan ya ye nyina ye pre akope ba bi di nompe na guo no obi de wadane wocheman kire se onna na de ache saafo ni e kanfo power specialist about hospital dia ma wo kire se bia ho hene de ndie bi te wo so ana wudwu ho e de afen ene na wo be dada fisa wo da aka no ho eti wo bedwu ho a na de ache wo te ho a na de ache ene ni na fu so aye dontwon na bibi ene na mu eno so wo be da na watimi ada na aye furu kura tutu kura no e ya sempa o to ho asesen na ene se ball o se de na hye o yafrum na etwa no ho eti ekofa kodanda ne brain pedesa na manipa ebre misi nipa desa ni yeshi awane ehu so yare kire se yade de ba mada wani su manyina moni so da yellow uji ohu ba bia enje a udwa nkobia ene power specialist about hospital ye kanfo dia mane ne na ase peja ne nanim ehonhono enya honhono de tewo so kire se o kidney ene obrebo no ohaw ba ho a sansa nchani ne da di woni padua no mu na so ye kanfo dia ma ase da so ewo power specialist about hospital ne wo fo wo tiase nyina no efra ni nchirem ewo power specialist about hospital yenye woduro na foforo ye ensa mra bie na basa misi nipa no ebefa ne tampa e de efra ye frɛ
0244
54 44 22 0244 54 22 and 0200 38 your WhatsApp mesi ano de hunam yawa wuti woni padua mu eniema akunchire woni padua ya ni awa ya foforo de ama wa ehunahuna wi mesi akaya de bi kura to so a lab report bi ekura no ekun sane sense ne ade ni po kun a ene doctor nche WhatsApp line so 0555 79 78 na diabetes setini pedeseni so ama si kira dondo nipa dua ama ne ho fifire nyina da ne asikyire odi oso dwo so no nko na wo ka hwe doctor se menka nje se ya kagana no hwe na bo se asikyire na tri nipadua na kwa nyina mu eno na ma ne ekurokuro tu a entimi nwu ada ne kuda doctor se yanko diabetes na afiri nipadua no so a enya de se ho signs and complications na obenya ho to mu da biara da etu oni so ye owisi oso a etie watenka ejira ene ho nkeka ho ni nyina da no bra na yanko diabetes ne first enu nya free ho a ni aka ni nyina no obenya mu ahoto eti ya kanfo de amount se ba bia wo tie twe oto ase yesi ya manage no ebe ya so ehye kakra na be pie mu kumase fi yase Judgebo Police Station no enhwe animu enkran ye kwabenya ACP kwantempo no so power bus stop ho a ne wasi ye watakrade ye Anaji Estate ahantama Rural Bank ni chemu ope yanko yade na odofo ni pe bre amamene wanse na ne yade diabetes ebeku na betete wansakra de wako wo awutuwe ye kan utimi se o bre nipadua nyina na ahojo anoan mepacho fabra power ne yankomaw na ahoto entimi anya wodia ne sciatica yaw tene so na ne to ase etwe no ene ne nantiri ni kotodwe ayetitiriti ontimi entuni nanya de bia gise obi nso ni mu no mese ne nkwara ne nyina ha dan yo obi ani abrewo obi ani adaje ye ode be kura wasa akwan no so first de se no bi da bama so eti wa ma wa mani bi ni a mepacho ene obi ani sa adaje no